bring your coinage. We sing. Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sing 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all bets. Bones we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops, dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept the storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Evansville's. Not to choose between who and you. We wanna line our colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest you. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from sense. G-Dub cut down a cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we forcing death and forced aggression, and forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson. The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums, like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores tight. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping up like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, forget it scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 brains, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom Blast.
From TV.
That right there is theta waves, but you didn't see that on YouTube. You were watching Netflix. Okay? You were watching Netflix just now. You might not have known that. Let's go right back and show you what you were watching. You was watching Netflix, my friends. You dig? That's our own streaming network. Yeah, we did it. Check it out. Shout out to everybody in the building. This is Netflix, y'all. All right. This is our own streaming platform. Go and check it out. We did it. We put all of our content on our own server. You dig? And we made our own TV. We made our own Netflix called Netflix. You feel me? And we're going to be launching all original content, right? We're going to be launching all original content. You're going to be able to tap into classic lectures. You're going to be able to, there's a movie on there, Christ Consciousness. You're going to be able to see a whole movie. Blue Pill put out a whole movie. I got a cameo in it.
You're saying I believe. And then I thought you were going to pop my collar, young man. Oh, thank you. I thought you were going to pop my collar. Yes, indeed. Can I get an amen? You know, so we here, we holding church in these streets. Come to the curbside, outside ministry. Just be skin and bone, all you can't own. Love here, nature weird, made to do this. More the finest, love this priceless, can't buy it. Past excitements, past the time. That pressure of fine diamonds made the loveless like lazy.
Woo. Yeah, we cooking in these streets, baby. We out here. Where you at? We out here. Talk black to me. We out here. And I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody on my team got a spot on my platform. What you talking about? My whole team eating. This Netflix. Netflix put everybody on their platform. I'm willing to host my enemies on my platform. Shit, I'll license your shit. I'm talking about. Pass the plate. Thank the Lord we made some racks today. Skin the cream off the top and whatnot. And then we stash the cake, laugh the banks. The priesthood, we eat good as we should. Shit, the pastor takes some time. So when you pass away, the pastor pray at the gate so you can skip the line. Graduate to the upper class. Shit, the upper room. You coming soon. Sip the wine and eat the way. Cause we Jamaica, it's the time. Minutes ticking, but you won't feel it. Only feel it in your spirit. Yeah, y'all gotta go ahead and lock. You know what I mean? I'm giving y'all a taste, but go and tap in. Go and tap in. We got classics up here, baby. You know what I mean? We got the master teachers up here. You know, it's not Netflix and chill, it's Netflix and build. I'm gonna stop it right there. Yeah, Netflix and build. How about I'm wilding. I did that. I'm wilding. First of all, let me first of all say love and light, peace to the family. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Monday. I am so glad that y'all are here with us in the building tonight. Let us do a motherfucking roll call and see who is in the building with us. Who goes there? You know what I'm talking about? Who goes there? Where y'all from? Let's start it up. We got Norfolk is in the building. Chi-Town is in the building. Salute to Chi-Town. I'm scrolling down. I'm making sure I don't miss nobody. Philly is in the building. Shout out to Philly in the building. Yeah, Dallas is in the building. Chicago's in the building. Vermont is in the building. Fayetteville is in the building. Mount City, St. Louis is in the building. Greenville, South Carolina, Richmond, Conyers, Oakland, Michigan, Little Rock, Compton, Cali, Crenshaw is in the building. DMV, Indianapolis, UK, Philly, VA, currently Underground, Long Island, Riverside, CA, Compton, Cali in the building. Philadelphia in the building. Califu, Austin, 411, New Orleans, Denver, Chesapeake, Seattle, Athens, Georgia, South Boston, Oklahoma, Florida, Canada, Ohio, Everlasting Life, Barbados, 407, Sanford, Houston, Nashville, Birmingham, North Carolina, Louisville, BX, Detroit, Dade County, 305, Austin, Los Angeles, yeah, Largo, Florida, Largo, Dior, you know what I'm talking about? Shawagong, yeah, KC, DC, 619, all in the building. Mars is in the building. 717 is in the building. Columbia, South Carolina is in the building by way of Macon and Brooklyn. Yeah, New York is in the building. Rancho, Cucamonga is in the building. Hey. VA is in the building. Boise, Idaho's in the building. Brooklyn's in the building. Cleveland is in the building. El Segundo's in the building. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sirius B is in the building. Dallas is in the building. Columbia, South America's in the building. Houston's in the building. Freehold, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, 805, VA Beach, Dallas, LA, Mars, in this bitch. Okay, Fort Worth is in this thing. Bmore, Brooklyn, Oakland, Icy, Hoboken, Cali, Northern Lights. Yeah, Netflix is up in this bitch. Yeah, 313, Gastonia. Oh, Shaka Atmos is in the building. Salute to the God. Shaka Atmos is in the building. St. Louis is in the building. Shaka Atmos, you in Florida, right? Was popping. I gotta come down there and work on my tan. I'm talking about Gastonia. Memphis is in the building. Dallas is in the building. Michigan is in the building. Hold on, let me throw the Netflix banner up there. Detroit is in the building. Chicago's in the building. Orangeburg, Hickory, New York, Chicago, Philly's in the building. Fort Wayne, Indiana, right? Somebody said they watching this on the moon. No cap. Yeah, no cap. Dayton, Ohio. Encino is in this bitch. Roanoke. All right. Come through. All right, I'm pulling up. I'm coming through. Hickory. I got Florida. That's like a third home right there. I got a lot of history. We can make some major moves out there. Harrisburg, PA, Katy, Texas, Charleston, 900, 901. Cleveland is in the building. Waco, Texas. You know? No, I actually don't miss playing in my hair. I'm glad my shit is laid and laced. You know what I'm talking about? I'm glad my shit is laid and laced. I don't need to touch on it no more. I put it on a do-rag. This is not time for having your shit all out like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's COVID-19. You know what I mean? COVID is real. 713, 717, 100304, Chicago. All right. New Haven. Whoever's in Connecticut, I need y'all to holler at me. Hold on. I need you to, if you in New Haven, I need you to holler at. Wait. If you in New Haven, I need you to holler at me. Because we got that work. Okay? We got that work. You in New Haven, I need you to holler at me. We out here working. I don't know what they doing. We out here working. The people need things. You know, we out here working. We doing Uber Eats. We delivering shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what these niggas talking about. I know more people right now. They said it's 15 million unemployed niggas. I would say where? I know more people working now than was working 6 months ago. They was out here astral traveling during the day. Didn't have nothing to do. Just on YouTube consuming all kind of data. You know what I'm talking about? Now they got something to do. They're adding a little bit of value. They put some respect on a healer's name. Put some respect on the name of niggas that is out here teaching you how to boil sea moss. Because those people are important right now. You know? Those people are important right now. Those are people are what they call essential. So essential essentially means that you more than likely were a part of what is known as society that has been grossly undervalued, underappreciated. The metrics on your value has been somewhat, they've been hacking your metrics. You know, whoever is supposed to been saying, you know what, these people are essential. And the first of all, FYI, the liquor store, Popeye's Chicken, McDonald's, they're not essential. What they're doing, right, by making these outlets, and they closed the biggest dope house on the block, and that's the church. Now, kudos to COVID for that. But they left the other dope houses and they left the other trap houses wide open with no consideration whatsoever to the initial cause for people who are catching the COVID-19. Because I heard that there's people out there upset that they got the COVID-19 and somehow they will point and blame like I operate a 5G tower. And I would say, you know, that should be something. If anybody out there got the COVID and survived it, the first thing that they should be doing is saying, where's the CMOS cartel at? Because I need to build up my immune system, right? Because chances are, if I get my nutrients, then I could somewhat be more immune, or I would be able to, you know, I would be able to prevent. Preventative measures mean that you build your wall before you find out that it's niggas around your way that they got medals and high jumping and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? You build your wall before they come back from the Olympics with the medal and high jumping. So you could block them niggas out. You don't have to worry about building it while they're around. You know? So the liquor store is essential. Somebody said, am I selling the CMOS? Is a fish swimming? You know? Is a fish swimming? Of course I'm selling the CMOS. Nigga, yeah. Call me Chad Moss, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Call me Randy Moss. Yeah. I'm stepping into the CMOS cartel, nigga. It's the Moreland cartel. We coming to take this shit back. Season 8 on Narcos, nigga. It's gonna reach Harlem, where we gonna be on some Bumpy Johnson shit, running the fucking CMOS cartel, because this is the new fucking drug, and I'm not giving out the game. I learned my lesson. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna be mum is the word. You know, you're not gonna hear too many peeps out of me. I'm just gonna be talking about Netflix. But the game has changed, and those that know, and those that don't. And it shows. Go online right now. The niggas who have no clue whatsoever to what's going on is online doing buffoonery. You know what I mean? Niggas like Puff Daddy and his fucking dance-a-thons, and, you know, Charlemagne the God and them doing their fucking toenail polish while they sit on the phone with all of their fake woke joke friends and whatnot. The woke joke peanut gallery. You know, these niggas sit around chatty pattying and basically, you know, they expose, you know, because one of the most secretive things out there is the fuckboy network. Okay, that's something that you need to understand, that somewhere in the deep web, some, you know, smoky room in ghetto USA, it's a bunch of fuck niggas that have come together under the cloak of secrecy to talk about niggas. And now they got Instagram Live, so you get to see that shit. Before, it was niggas with their little private message groups where they do all kind of girly shit. You know, these girly niggas that sit around and talk about other niggas, and then when other niggas pull up, you out there counting niggas' cavities, because all they do is show you they fucking teeth all day. They just, you know what I mean? You seeing shit that you like, damn, I didn't even know your wisdom teeth was missing. Niggas just start grinning and skinning and smiling and beguiling. But they get around each other and start hating and throwing salt on niggas and what. That's Charlemagne the God. That's his little clique. Niggas is built like that. You could tell. That's, you know, and that's where the homoeroticism comes in, where he hands his coworker actual latex duplicate of his derriere or his ass, and, you know, he's giving him also a phallus, a dildo. You know what I mean? So these men are both. They have a husband and relationship. That is his work husband. You understand? That is his work husband. And the flag in the background makes the whole atmosphere acceptable. And they're putting on for the audience that they put that flag up there for. You have to remember, all of those machinations is Charlemagne feeding his base the same way that Trump gets out there and feeds his base. So the homoerotic behavior is for them to feed Billy Porter and those niggas. When they wake up in the morning with Folgers crystals watching the Breakfast Club, they got to feed the ratchet demon. They got to feed the fucking LBGT, the fucking Harvey Weinstein ass demon. Like the you know, it's an egregore. Remember what an egregore is. We broke this down, but we'll break it down right again. An egregore is a collective mind, a thought. It's a living, it's an entity, and it's described as the collective mind. Now, it exists in every single circle, every single social setting, everywhere that more than one or two minds gather. Okay. Now, when you go into corporate America, I'm going to give you an example of what an egregore is. There's something in corporate America that they describe as corporate culture. Corporate culture is an attitude. Corporate culture is a feeling. Corporate culture is a culture. Okay. And corporate culture, it differs between different corporate entities and the corporate entities that you may embark upon or that you may lend your corpse to, because when you signed your name over and you contracted to that corporation, right, that corporation, you become part and parcel to that egregore, because there's a rule book that you have to follow. Corporate culture tells you the mind state of the egregore. It gives you the mandates. It gives you the thought pattern. It tells you, nigga, sorry to bother you. You better hold, you know what I'm talking about? You better lower your tone. You better practice double consciousness. That shit that Du Bois taught you niggas. You better code switch around us. Nigga, you better put your tap. When you come to work, you better be on your Gregory Hahn shit, nigga. Tap dancing all throughout the day at the water cooler. Hold your nuts. You understand? Don't you what, nigga, jigga who? You know what I'm saying? And then you niggas get to party with them at the after hours where they could say nigga and repeat, you know, the best of Cash Money and whatnot. And then, you know, you hang out with your coworkers after work. You get to act black. You get to be belligerent. You get to let your knuckles drag and whatnot. But inside of corporate structures, you're following corporate culture. And that is an egregore. When you're in the church, different churches have different forms of egregore. The Roman Catholic Church has a different church from a different egregore from the Baptist Church, because the Baptist Church, although they may partake in some kind of heinous crimes against humanity and children and things of that nature, they, you know, and women for that nature, in their quote unquote exploitation of, you know, women. But in the Roman Catholic Church, they're taking advantage of a far different, you know, level of depravity. They're tapping into a real lower demonic base energy. They are almost penetrating the root chakra and going to something lower than that. I'm talking about bestiality, blood sacrifice, you know, cannibalism, you name it, these people. And I'm so elated that it's being exposed on larger scales by different platforms, and people are on this quote unquote one mind thing, and they're out here destroying the image or the perception or the quote unquote illusion that these people had, the veil that they had over our people's eyes. I got to give it up. Whoever's out here shooting at this time on the front lines, I got to salute. You know what I'm talking about? I got to salute. So keep doing what you're doing. But it's going down. This thing falling apart every single day, piece by piece, pillar by pillar. You know, door, it's a domino effect. As one falls, the whole thing goes with it. And if you still holding on, that is on you. I will not even get excited about it. You feel me? I won't even get excited. I watch Netflix and build while your shit do what it do. While your shit destroys. It's Netflix and build while this whole shit destroys. You understand? We ain't worried about none of this. I'm telling you, and I told you, and I say it again, that these are the Jubilee years. And what a fucking time to be alive. This is about you. It's not about nobody else. This is about you. You lit. Your shit went online. A whole bunch of other people's files are getting deleted. You're lit right now. Do you feel it? Can you see it? You know what I'm talking about? Can you see it? You're not seeing this shit? But there's a whole bunch of things taking place while this thing is taking. There's some chaos along with the order and whatnot. We got to clear up the chaos in order for the order to fall into place. That's what needs to be done. And that's the role that we play. So I'm sitting back and I'm watching the fuck shit take place. I'm watching the fuck boys do what the fuck boys do. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm watching the gremlins multiply. Niggas is feeding them after 12. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all of this shit I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the whole play. You know? I'm seeing the revolt shit with Diddy. I'm seeing Charlemagne and his little clique. They starting to clan. They trying to come at people who were questioning the 5G conspiracy, because it's a 5G conspiracy theory that is dominating Black America's conversation in response to the COVID-19. But some of it could be seen as sensationalized. But let me share something with you of the family of our flock out there, that there are people in your communities, maybe even in your family, maybe even someone that you see online who you may seen acting like a nigga previously, because we have enough of those. These men and women are now interested in researching and learning something prior to where they were at a few weeks ago. They're engaged now. They want to learn, even though it may be a rabbit hole or a conspiracy. One thing that I do know, and I could put CMOS, because this the new money. But if you niggas still want some fiat, I got some of that too. You know what I'm talking about? I put a box of masks on it. I put a box of motherfucking masks, right, on the fact that these men are learning. They're going to make some breakthroughs. They're warning their people about dangers that are real. This is not a conspiracy. That's something that I can tell you. One thing that I can tell you is this is not the flat earth. This is not a baseless theory. This is not a conspiracy. This is a fact. It is a system that either could be used for commercial means, or it could be a directed energy weapon. It's called Dew, like Mountain Dew. And that's what the 5G network has the capability of becoming. If you go and Google China, it's already functioning in a communist society, and you see how it works through their social credit system, through their overt surveillance system, through the control of billions of people that they have, complete control over a few billion people's lives through a digital network. And in order to be considered a superpower, they will fall in the Moody's ratings. America will fall in the Moody's in the Moody's ratings if they do not adapt 5G. Because if you were to be considered a quote unquote superpower in post 2020 world, especially now where the birth of Industry 4.0 has taken place before your eyes, if you have not adapted 5G, that's almost like a country not having nuclear power. You're not in the race. You're not considered to be in the race, because the race is quantum. It's about quantum supremacy, the quantum internet, the quantum computers. But to get to quantum, you have to be laced with 5G. You understand? So the 5G thing is not conspiracy. It's something bigger than a fucking conspiracy. It's a lesson. And anybody that's out here trying to ridicule or trying to besmirch or trying to belittle or trying to, you know, how these weird ass niggas be trying to brush niggas off as if these niggas are the fucking voice of the people, as if these niggas have a voice to, what are you doing and trying to inform the people? That's your job now? I thought you was out here with the rumor report. Make up your fucking mind. Because you know niggas who got the science. But here we go again. Here we go again with people hopping into other people's lanes. Nigga, you're not what Tory Lanes. You Tory Lane ass niggas. You want to do everything. You want to sing reggae. You niggas want to do reggaeton. You niggas want to be the R&B king. You want to have freestyle battles. You're not a jack of all trades. You're not a scholar. You don't know about fire. You're not a scientist. You don't got bars like that, Charlemagne, Van Jones, and Angela Rye Bread. You don't have bars. You're not certified. You niggas don't got, you don't have, what are you talking about? You wasn't talking like that last week. You're not qualified. I don't care how many doctors you probably laid up with or scientists. You don't have, it's not, epigenetics did not kick in. You didn't snatch their soul and gain their consciousness. You're not that savvy. The fuck is you saying? How are these people appointing themselves to even speculate? Or you can't even sit on the fucking jury, bro. You're not even they're not calling you for jury duty. You're not even a consideration. How do you niggas trying to turn around in your chair and this is not the voice? Nobody's asked you. How are you niggas even speaking on something that you're not even qualified to speak on? How is P. Diddy having a fucking a live stream? This nigga had a Zoom conference, call it the Revolt Summit, and none of you niggas are qualified. You hang out with Dr. Oz. You niggas were promoting Dr. Miami. The only doctors that you know is fucking Zizmore. Are you serious? These niggas get their teeth done, and all of a sudden they have doctor friends. Like, kick rocks, niggas. You niggas are out here hummer stunning on the real people who are living in real time, making real history. I promise you it's an ego thing. These niggas' egos will not allow them to accept that their wave has been over. But their ego would not allow them that there's a contingency of people amongst them who are not owned by them, who don't sit on their laps, who did not drink from their fucking water fountains, who was not in their lodges blindfolded humping on them. You know what I'm saying? They're not comfortable with the fact that there's some people out here that is not bought and sold, and they don't own these people, so they won't say these people's names. Dr. Sabi went through the same thing, Astaghfirullah, with these niggas who would never say his name. Only after he left the planet were they comfortable saying his name. That's a fact. That's like everybody's on Joe Exotic's dick. You wasn't buying tigers for that nigga when he was out. You niggas didn't vote for Joe Exotic for president. But now you on his wave. This whole world is dick riders. And I hate you niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Real talk. You niggas are COVID worthy. And you got the COVID-19, because the 19, that shit is, that 19, the 1 is an A and a 9 is it's the fucking, it's AI. You know what I mean? COVID AI. Remember, the quantum computers is running the COVID shit. They out here striking niggas. And if you bird ass niggas don't know nothing about nanotechnology, you know what I mean? Look, Charlemagne disrespected Umar Johnson. You know what I'm talking about? What would Umar do? Where the fuck is Umar at? This nigga on the same thing going, yo, mark my word. I'm going to do a video on this shit tomorrow. There's a video with Charlemagne or Leonard, the God, Angela Rye, and Van Jones. The nigga with a crying problem, right? You seen that shit? Did you see these niggas? And these niggas is sitting around having a little Instagram live. And they're like, yo, if you want to keep black men away from voting, just say that there's 5G towers over there. Oh, you know, clowning and whatnot, you know, fake Negro babble. Then this trifling ass Negro, right? This Jeffro Bodine ass nigga, this motherfucking, I'm gonna give my homeboy a latex, a fucking, a bust, right, of my bussy, right? This nigga, Mighty Morphin Bussy Ranger, right? The Pink Ranger. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga says to Angela Rye, yo, if you talk about 5G, we're gonna have to get you a kufi. No, that's what Van Jones said, that crying ass nigga, right? Sponsored by Don Lemon, probably. Don Lemon introduced niggas to this nigga. The world's, you know what I mean? You know, one of his close friends. They probably got a phone plan together. This nigga. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Luke Cage ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was saying something about if she start talking about 5G, they're gonna have to get a kufi. I'm like, oh, you niggas think you funny or something? What are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? What is this? You niggas got jokes? What is this, wilding out, nigga? You know what I mean? You're not a, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't that time. You can't be clowning. And then he was like, oh, all of my Hotep friends were telling me before to get CMOS. So I'm guessing that's the way to beat the COVID. And chuckling and then Leonard said, yeah, you know, niggas is out here like Umar trying to sound deep. Something like that. And I was like, wow. I said, this is the same nigga who basically Umar got you kind of wavy because niggas wasn't giving none of you Breakfast Club niggas no fucking light. Nobody was listening to you niggas. You didn't even have a saying. You didn't even have a blog, let alone a book, my nigga. And the conscious niggas lit your fire. When they got up there, you can't help but to light a nigga fire. You know what I'm talking about? Leonard, the conscious speakers lit your fucking spark. You know what I mean? Cleared your fucking skin up and everything, nigga. They lit you up. It wasn't the niggas. The knuckle draggers was dragging their knuckles through there, and y'all was looking sick and tired, fatigued and funny, right? Y'all look boring. Your numbers, you didn't have no interest in content. You know what I'm saying? Those were the dark ages. Those were the nigga years. And then somebody turned your lights on. I think it was Umar. And then after that, you got a whole bunch of people. Dick Gregory came up there and screamed on your two left foot bird ass. He did that. Yes, he did. He hugged you to death because he knew that you was a weird ass nigga. And then you showed your hand. I wouldn't like, this is nothing. Like, this is just real talk. You know what I'm talking about? This is just real talk. If a nigga can't take real talk, then he can't take what he dish out. Because somebody got to say it. Like, I'm not a dick rider. I don't care about none of these platforms. Because to be honest with you, I have quality of membership. And if I get on a nigga platform, I'm Baby Yoda, nigga. I get your platform popping. Fuck is you saying? I'm Baby Yoda. I get a nigga platform. I get your Disney Plus popping. So I'm not bringing my quality for your quantity because I don't need your quantity. Them niggas that watch Vlad and them niggas is out there watching who's this that I'm talking about? The Breakfast Club. I know them niggas. I don't need them niggas to know that I'm on the break. I don't need these niggas. These are the same niggas that didn't want to drink CMOS when my mama was trying to give it to them in the 80s when they had rabies. I don't need these. These are the late niggas. These niggas got late passes. They know what it is. They know who the fuck we are. They know what we doing. They know that there's a wave out here. And these niggas with these janky ass surfboards is trying to ride on it. They seen the big homie trying to ride the wave. They know that's not original thoughts. Do you understand me? They know that that's not original thoughts. So I say to myself, wow, you could throw Dr. Umar Johnson under the bus, and I'm not caping for Umar. Nigga, fight your own battles, homie. You know what I'm talking about? I shouldn't even have to be berating this nigga. I should be doing a review on how you chew this nigga new asshole. Pause. But I don't know. He might be working on a school during the shutdown. They might be installing 5G over there. But he talked crazy about him. He threw this man's name out there like this man did not just come on his platform and light it up. It had like 2 million some views. And while he was up there, this nigga was like a fucking seal. He didn't have no opposition. He didn't act like he wanted to debate. He didn't act like he wasn't feeling them. But now when you around Angela Rye on a live, you on a live with 85ers. You on a live with niggas that are not quality membership. You not in private, nigga. You on live. You on live with the fucking Rainbow Coalition, Billy Porter and these niggas. You on live with Joe Biden is watching. You on live with Democrats, Andrew Schultz, and you on live with Jeff Rosenberg. Nigga, you violated. You violated. And the community needs to stop allowing these people to fucking besmirch us. They're trying to devalue what our people represent and put themselves in the place. I promise you, I seen it happen before. They did it in the 80s when they hijacked consciousness. And the same bird-ass niggas that was inside of the DJ Primo and RZA battle, all of them industry blue check niggas that was like, oh, that's fire, son. You bringing me back. Those are the same niggas that sold out for the dope boy niggas that DJ Primo was trying to save. He was trying to save his ass with. He had to come with Escobar and dope dealing Hove. You know what I mean? When RZA was smacking that nigga with mad ghost face, watch your neck. Method Man, Shaolin, ODB, the Drunken Master, Raekwon, RZA was eating. And then he had to come with the dope boy shit. Now, they sold out the God bodies, right? They sold out Father Allah, Papa Wu, Clarence 13X. You know, they sold out the right. They sold out the poor righteous teachers. They sold out consciousness for the bag. That's Puffy in them. That's the same nigga in his fucking duplex dancing with his sons, right? Doing mad TikToks while this shit is TikToking. This is the same nigga who be doing senseless lives. He's just gerrymandering. He's getting his dopamine. He's getting his ego stroke, giving the shea butters that motherfucking conscious lingo. Because truth be told, that's the highest skeeter in the nigga kingdom right now. You know that, right? Your boy King Flex made talking that talk slick. So to talk that talk with a conscious twang, my nigga, shoot, you could score big. You know what I mean? You could score big on these charts, man. You could take them. You could take a lot of them. You could take a dinosaur down with that conscious shit. Yo, look, here's an example of it. And you sisters are falling for this shit. And I see it. You know what I'm talking about? I see it. I be at the water parks and I see y'all coming through there trying to hide and shit. Y'all have y'all locks wrapped and whatnot. And y'all don't think I see y'all, but y'all out there with the knuckle draggers. Y'all out there with the motherfucking pork eaters. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out there with niggas with the motherfucking grimace stomachs and whatnot. And all these niggas have to say is this. Peace, beloved. I come with CMOS on the first date. On the first date. And then, because B.O.B. done popularized panic, Knuckle dragging niggas is showing up with a bag of panic pack. And y'all dropping the drawers. And y'all letting these low vibration niggas hit. You know what I'm talking about? And y'all out here losing your you're looking lackluster on the gram. And I know it's not just your iPhone. I know that you're losing your shine because you're letting these low energy niggas hit and they making you look rusty in these streets. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen a conscious chick pop up and she's wearing a fucking hair hat and she looks all rusty and dusty because she let these niggas eat off of her fucking aura? Right? You need some sea moss. Matter of fact, you need to wear a sea moss wig. That shit needs to, you need to wear a fucking sea moss hair hat and wet that shit every day before you go outside so your brain could get soaked. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no coming back for some of y'all fucking with these lowlifes. You know what I mean? Fucking with these bottom feeders. You know, y'all out here fucking with Krusty Krabs and these niggas. Y'all out here in Bikini Bottom letting these fucking knuckle draggers, these niggas, these you know, these Oscar the Grouch ass niggas, and y'all think that you could come into the kingdom? You can't come into the kingdom. You know what I'm talking about? You out there fucking with the help. You know what I'm saying? And that's vice versa too. It's for you niggas also. You out here fucking with the help. So there's penalties to that shit. There's penalties to that. There's a price to pay. You gotta hold it 10 toes down. You know what I'm talking about? Your fucking temple is sacred. Your temple is sacred. You cannot roll the dice. You cannot crap out that many times. This is not Harlem Nights, my nigga. You better hit a fucking head crack eventually. There'd be people out there trying their luck with 80 niggas. You know what I'm saying? In 1 month. You know what I'm talking about? 1 season. That ain't it. Y'all taking some of them Bobby lectures and running with it when he talk about the sacred whores and whatnot. They taking that for literally. They taking that for literally. And we talked about this before. If you give out energy, it works different on your physiology than if you receive it. If your body is built to push out energy, that means that you are the giver. Then there's something that's the taker. So we are not the fucking same, bro. Understand that we have 2 different functions. We push the energy out. You receive the energy. You are a receiver. We don't receive the shit. We give it. We are the, it's like a plug to a socket. You are not the fucking plug. Even when women get in relationship with other women, somebody got to become the fucking plug. Somebody has to become the giver, and then somebody has to become the receiver. It's still AC/DC at the end of the day if you want to get a fucking spark. So people still fall in line because I seen it. I've been around. I witnessed some things, and I said, Daddy, I said, Mommy, Daddy, is that a man? And they said, no, stop saying that loud. I said, that's a man, Mama. And I wasn't a man. That was a lady looking like a man because she was pushing out that energy. Okay? So people conform based on those dynamics. And then you see it the other way around where the masculine becomes the feminine energy, and then the feminine energy becomes the masculine energy, and it works like that. So even when man, who was built to push the energy out, is having energy pushed into him, that's a different type of man. Okay? And it creates a different kind of mind, and it deals with a different kind of breakdown of physiology in the body, because man is designed to push the energy. Man has a phallus because the phallus gives out that this is the rod, this is the energy. We give out the energy. We don't receive. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? We're the pitchers and we're the batters. We're not the catchers. We're not the catchers. So you niggas out here with your weird science, you can have a fucking seat, okay? And that's the kind of lifestyle. And those are the niggas that Leonard and these niggas are promoting. That's the niggas that they're hanging out with. These niggas got mental health issues, trying to pimp the whole mental health game as if these niggas are some kind of mental health gurus, never took a mushroom in their fucking life, probably take the mushrooms off of their whoppers, right? Never took a trip on ayahuasca, never spoke to a fucking toad. You know what I'm talking about? How dare you niggas try to step into a lane that you niggas were not even invited into? Okay? You were in the lane in an Uber, nigga. You're not driving this fucking car. You were in this lane in a Uber pool. All of you fake woke ass niggas is in the Uber pool. You are fucking in. You niggas haven't been invited on this trip. Are you serious? You are on a fucking bus trip, nigga. You are on the way to the Fresh Air Funds. This is your summer camp. You niggas, this is not your highway. Let's be clear. This ain't your highway. So you are in a fucking Uber pool. Understand that. So the fact that you find that you've had the audacity to try to disrespect Umar Johnson, it shows me that you're a fuck nigga, because nobody could, you cannot be trusted with anybody. If you cross that man, and here's another thing, you had Wesley Muhammad on your show. You had some scientists on your show. You be having scientists, this niggas customers, and then you bring them on your show, like, and that's no offense to none of them, but you go and get niggas customers. You go and get the help to and hoist them up. And you didn't even go to near one of anybody and ask them about 5G before you opened up your motherfucking pie hole and had a motherfucking and had a say in it. How do you have a say in it? What made you have a say in it? Who the fuck are you? Like, niggas is asking Bill Gates, who the fuck are you? And you the kind of nigga, you'll do a fucking interview with Bill Gates and would try to laugh with this nigga and hit him up for a free Xbox. You niggas are lap dancers. That's who you are. You know what I'm talking about? You are woke lap dancers. That's why y'all be in the club so much. Y'all really checking out the moves. I heard about all of you niggas on the Breakfast Club. You understand? So you are out of line. Even you don't have the right. This shit is not we don't got this. This is off limits to gossip. The frontliners, the master teachers, the scholars amongst us, you understand? The intelligentsia amongst us, not niggas that's protesting, not niggas that's out here pimping Black Lives Matter or pimping Joe Biden's president campaign or pimping Hillary or pimping the liberals or pimping LBGT. Not these niggas that are out here pimping the new Karangas. Not these niggas. Not the new W.E. Not the children of W.E.B. Du Bois. Not you niggas. Right? Not you niggas. Not the Boule or the new Boule. Not you niggas. Not Oprah's book club. All of the niggas in the bed wenches that she done booked. Not you niggas. Like, nah. We're that's Starfallah. Fuck all of them niggas. Because to be honest with you, there's a line that's being drawn in the sand, and if you niggas don't see it, it's on you. You stand on the losing team. You be on the wrong fucking side of history. But the line that's being drawn during this COVID-19 shit is that the who's essential and who's not. The rappers, to be honest with you, they're not essential. You niggas are still waiting for somebody to drop some heat during the lockdown. It ain't happened yet. And if it do happen, it's late. They're not essential. These niggas is on TikTok doing dumb shit. They're not essential. They don't have no plans. They're not reposting no information whatsoever. If we get purged, if they run down on niggas, if the what's that? The Bannons? No, what's that? What's the niggas? The Bundys from the ranch? If the Bundys get with Trump and the militias activate and they want to just say, you know what, we're gonna swoop on these niggas on some blitzkrieg shit, then these niggas would probably tell you to go to the FEMA camp. They're not telling nobody nothing instructional whatsoever. I promise you. And then they clowned Kerry Hilson for even raising a question. And she came with some receipts. They Tootsie sliding. They doing the Drake dance. They acting real stupid. They won't repost anything about Ellen DeGeneres being locked up. They won't repost anything about Harvey Weinstein, the Epstein connection. They don't want to get into none of that. They don't want to repost nothing about Bill Gates trying to kill niggas. Open air, like open. He's not hiding it. He's saying this shit with a smirk. Right? They're not saying none of that. So they're part and parcel to somebody taking one of our children and doing something real dirty to them. I don't even want to, like, I have a newborn, so I can't even imagine. I can't even fathom the thought. Like, I won't even let it into my mind, bro. I won't even let it into my mind. I'm talking about the shit that I will do. I can't even say it on Instagram or YouTube right now. You know, conspiracy is a motherfucker. But I would go bananas. I will go dumb diddly on these niggas. So the fact that they out there doing that to babies and little children, bro, that shit turns my stomach. And I'm saying that the people who look like us, who protect people like that and know about shit like that, because the echo chamber is too loud. You can't even be on the internet and claim that you don't know about this shit. Like I said, these people are watching the teachers. They're watching the scholars. They're, you know, to recommend. You can't hide from videos on YouTube. So either they willfully ignorant or they're doing what they've been doing when they were rappers, and that's playing dumb. You got to remember, the majority of rappers playing dumb. They're known for that. These niggas get on shows and start acting like they thespians. Oh, well, you know, I was an astrophysicist at 12 before my rap career. And then I had a reawakening. And then I decided to be a trapper and a rapper. And I started dancing, and here I am. But I'm actually an astrophysicist. I graduated at 12 in Mensa. I'm like, you niggas is intelligent. And you acting stupid. So that's a tragedy in it of itself. And then what happens? They caught wind of a community where there was some cool ass niggas. There was some elders who was cool as fuck, like Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. Sabi, Dick Gregory. You know, they were cool. Shahrazad Ali. They were cool in their demeanor. You know, they had swag and whatnot. Then they started probably watching a little bit of Hidden Colors, and they're like, "Yo, this is the shit right here." The same way that we were introduced to information and it blew our minds. Don't ever put it above a rapper. Who the fuck are they? They showing you right now that they're not, that they may be more immature than you gave them credit. They may be more human than you actually gave them credit for. They're real human. So a lot of them get blown away the same way that you done got. Yes, 1111, tap in. The same way that you got. Look, it was 1,100 people, right? 1,100 on the live at 11:11. Look how the ancestors speak to us. They let us know that they're here with us, right? So you got to remember, these individuals on their platforms, if they claim that they love the people and they're here for the people, right? They say Killer Mike, T.I., Charlemagne, you know, all of the brothers that, you know, I call it the Rock Nation brunch, right? All of them. When Dr. Africa died, Dr. Africa was known by the industry because Dr. Africa was on Dame Dash platform. Dr. Africa been around for decades. Nobody said nothing. Nobody retweeted his book. Nobody said rest in peace to this man right here and what he contributed. This was in the middle of a health crisis. When Dr. Sebi made transition, right? As much as all of these celebrities that was in the trailer who came out of nowhere, and they're going to be on a big screen talking about Dr. Sebi, and children like my children and other people's children are going to watch it, and they're going to assume that Michael Eric Dyson, right, has something to do with Dr. Sebi's legacy because Nick Cannon put him in the documentary, and a bunch of other people who Dr. Sebi abhorred, right? So when Dr. Sebi made transition, none of these people said anything about rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. None of them retweeted none of his lectures, none of the clips of his lectures. None of them retweeted his nutritional list. None of them retweeted his website. None of them spoke, none of them sought out the other people who were involved with him. You know, I haven't seen any of that. Nobody gave him, even some of his celebrity clients like Common. He did not retweet. He did not RIP. He did not pay any homage to Dr. Sebi in public. But in private, they dick riders. And that's the world that we are in with these celebrity niggas that behind the scenes in the studios, when they'll send an Uber for you to come to the studio just to suck you off. You know what I'm talking about? Just to mentally masturbate. You know, and they watching everybody's videos, running with niggas cloth, trying to sound mad deep around, you know, white folk, shit like that. Trying to sound mad deep around their new Hotep friends or their black Twitter, you know, they out there stalking goddesses on black Twitter. So they be trying to throw words in there now. And it's still, it's a gross misrepresentation of something that should be more sacred. And it should be more respected. It should be more valued. It shouldn't be pimped the way that the woke marketplace has been pimped and is being pimped. They started pimping hard when they killed Trayvon. They started pimping hard. They started jugging for a check. Niggas started twerking and tweaking for a motherfucking bag from these white folk. And it turned into an industry. You know what I'm talking about? This turned into an industry where you could score $100 million deal from the NFL. When you scored $100 million deal, that was a jug. That was a jug. That's a motherfucking stick up. You know? And if that's what it is, then the people you have to request more from these people who are trying to posture as your leaders, because that's exactly what just happened with the Revolt Summit and what I'm seeing taking place by, you know, a lot of the provocations with a lot of these woke people. Because to be honest with you, if it was not about them trying to hide the scholars, they would have reached out to people who are qualified, and we could go forward. We would be much further in the conversation. The shout out to Star from Star and Buck Wild, because he reached out to KT the Arts Degree when this whole thing was going down, and KT the Arts Degree was able to scientifically explain not that the 5G caused the COVID-19, but the fact that 5G was aiding and abetting this nano. Now it comes out to find out that you didn't know this a minute ago, but now they find out that the COVID-19 or the coronavirus has nanoparticles in it. And 5G and the electromagnetic radio frequencies are able to manipulate nanoparticles and the nanobots. So people got to do their research. People have to dig very deep. This is not a whole bunch of people just coming out of. You have people that are actually installing the towers. You have doctors that are saying the symptoms that they are facing is not the symptoms that they have described for quote unquote the coronavirus. These are different symptoms. They are attacking the body in very interesting ways. It is quantum. It does not follow a 0 and a 1. It does not follow this and it does not follow that. It follows multiple things at the same damn time. It is a superposition type of quantum. Like I said, they might be running the program through the D-Wave computer, through the quantum computer. They may be running, this is a program. It could be an AI program. Do you know? And this is all researchable. Take nothing that I'm saying for verbatim. I'm not sitting here in my feelings. I'm not sitting here reaching. I'm not sitting here hotepping. I'm not sitting here red fish, blue fishing. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you information from a standpoint that you could go and do further research and you could back that motherfucking shit up. All the way from the facts that I gave you about these fake ass woke niggas, all the way to this information about what's going on from a more scientific point. Go and look it up. Go and look it up. Go and look it up. Go and look up what's going on with the multiple strains of COVID-19 that's ravaging the quote unquote melanated community. Like I said, Popeye's Chicken is open, the liquor store is open, Burger King, Murder King, White Casket is open. The Popeye's chicken sandwich had niggas with COVID-like symptoms in January. A whole bunch of people from Boosie Badazz all the way down said that they felt like they had the COVID months ago. My brother, who doesn't eat Popeye's chicken, by the way, he got hit with some shit. 19 Keys got hit with some shit, took him down. I know a few people that got struck down, and they was like, "Yo, that shit whooped my ass." So I'm assuming that was the first strain. I'm assuming that might have been the first strain, and this recent strain is a stronger strain, and this strain is the one that's doing people real dirty because it's real dirty. I lost my cousin on Friday. All right, I'm gonna speak about the losses that we have incurred, and this was one of the most disheartening weekends in my history that I can remember in terms of the great people that we lost in the conscious community this week, right? This week, we're on Monday, and it started on Friday when Baba Kalindi made transition. Okay, we lost Baba Kalindi, a master martial artist, right? Very powerful man, extremely strong, very powerful. And Baba Kalindi has been on No to Ledge Radio. He's in our archives. He's been with us for a very long time. All right. That was like a father figure. He was more closer to KT, the Arch Degree, than any of us. He was out of Detroit, Baba Kalindi. If you go and look up Baba Kalindi's name, right? If you go and look up Baba Kalindi's name, right? You will see videos from Baba Kalindi that will absolutely blow your mind away. Baba Kalindi was one of the most well-known shamans, right? He was a shaman in our community. He dealt with the magic mushrooms, the food of the gods. Baba Kalindi was taking 30 grams, 35 grams, and more. He's a master teacher. He has raised students that are dealing with levels of power, levels of intellect, and they've made breakthroughs that are considered to be groundbreaking. And this man made transition. Baba Kalindi he made transition. Okay. 50 grams is what he was dealing with. 50 grams. I'm talking about when I say that this man is a legend, I'm not saying that just to say it. Baba Kalindi is a fucking legend. I'm talking about a legend of legends. You might not be aware of who he is. Because like I said, there's a bigger world outside of red pill and blue pill, or even in some of the circles that you see us with. There's still an extended world out there. This is a big place. And there's plenty of legends walking these streets. There's plenty of legends walking these streets. I would never, ever in my life try to hum a stunt and act like it's all about who? He dealt with them shrooms. He dealt with that DMT. He dealt with some shit, bro. He had some real deep lectures. He had 4 wives. Yes. He was into polygamy. He was into martial arts. He was into that. He was into taking that astral trip. The trip that we all should be able to take before we leave. The trip that I'm encouraging everybody, not everybody. Let me slow down. Not everybody. This is not for everybody. This is not for everybody. I gotta warn myself. This is not for everybody. That's the problem that we're having right now. Right? That's the problem that we're having now. That this is not for everybody. Everybody's not meant to go on a mushroom trip. Everybody is not meant to tap into the toad medicine, right? Everybody's not meant for that. Because let me share something with you. You think that you're going to go ahead and go on a mushroom trips and you didn't clean out your insides first? You think you're gonna go on a motherfucking DMT, a MEO5 DMT? You think you're gonna get the you think you're gonna get the toad and you didn't clean out those parasites that are in your brain? You didn't clean out that candida? You mean to tell me that you are gonna go and tap into psychedelics of any kind and you didn't work on your inner work yet? Oh no. I would say don't do it to yourself. Because you could get rocked. You could get rocked literally by a rock. You could get snuffed by a nigga made out of fucking crystals. You know what I'm talking about? You could get hooked off on by a mountain. Don't do it to yourself. Clean your shit up and then go for that. Then go on Drink Champs, nigga. Don't do it to yourself because you would get washed. You would get washed. You better clean. Just go and get you some Cascara Sagrada, whatever laxative that you can take. Don't take like the shit over the counter. Go and get you some bitters. Go and get you something from the roots. Something that they made in either in you know, something that somebody mama made. Clean yourself out. Deal with a little, you know, but understand that if you're doing the ayahuasca, that's to let go of some shit. Even if you're doing the mushrooms, you're still letting go of some shit. You're dealing with healing. You're going inside. The best trip that you could go on outside of flying in an airplane and looking in the clouds, wondering if niggas is in those clouds, having parties and whatnot. The next best trip is inside of yourself or inside of your mind or in the inner space, because that's really where it's at. Bottom line, that's where you're going to get everything that you need. Don't niggas think they're going to go to Mars and figure it out. Listen, it's inside of you and you don't got to go nowhere to go inside of yourself. Matter of fact, they're giving niggas time right now to discover themselves. They're giving you time off to discover yourself. You don't got no bills to pay, nothing. They say if you come outside, you're going to get a ticket. You got food. You really got mushrooms. You got some sea moss. Like I said, hit us up. You know what I'm talking about? The kitchen is open. You know, you get your sea moss. You get your water. You get your vegetables. Hopefully you was growing some shit, or you know some farmers who need the money and they was growing some shit and you throw a bag at them, right? You throw a bag at them. You take them up on their services, and you just throw a bag at some of these farmers because right now they've proved their essential status. They proved that they're important. They proved that they're people that you should really just keep close, treat them good. You know what I'm saying? Like, shop with them, because Whole Foods ain't always gonna be open. Matter of fact, the way them Peckerwoods is looking the other day, they not always gonna let niggas in Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? They might be like, homie, you can't come in here. This is only for Peckerwoods. This food is only for Peckerwoods. You niggas can't come in. So get your food, get your medicine, and if you are a creative, first and foremost, please tap in, have a journal, write out every single thing that is taking place every single day. This is not what you think it is. This is a fucking awakening. This is the crown rising. This is not what you think it is. This happens every 100 years. This is a fucking ritual, and it's a ceremony. I say some great people are leaving, and they're not leaving haphazardly. They're leaving because their fucking Ezekiel's wheel is here. They're being taken by something that is great. All right. They're being taken because their time is up and they have done what they need to do. And a lot of them are going to be more effective in the quantum realm, but it only depends on if you niggas summon them. It only depends on if you tap into them and if you know what has happened and you don't shame their names. You don't feel like they have, quote unquote, let you down. Oh, they let me down. They died during the coronavirus. We needed them. You fucking leeches, you been eating off of the goddamn teachers off all of your goddamn life, feeding off of them, snatching their fucking souls, right? Yo, Red Pill, what do you think about this? Yo, Red Pill, what do you think about that? Yo, Red Pill, just niggas like fucking gnats. You've been suckling on your master teachers all their life, right? You've been suckling. You've been sucking on their boobs. You've been like them little fucking orphans with Romulus and Remus. You niggas out there. You've been suckling on a wolf for a long time and ain't give nothing back. You know what I'm talking about? You throw a nigga a few pennies here and there, right? That's what y'all do to the master teachers. You throw them niggas a few coins here. Put that in your cup. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did to Dr. Ben. Put that in your cup. That's what they was doing to Sabi. That's what they was doing to a whole bunch of people. I witnessed it. I seen it. And now we're living in the motherfucking remix. And then everything that the master teachers was talking about is the reality that you could see outside your window, right? They said there was going to come a time where they're going to have silent weapons and quiet wars. Well, goddamn it. Go and tune into the next White House fucking presser. Nigga, you're at war. He's making it clear as day. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe. You're at war. And we're trying to adjust you niggas to be comfortable whilst at war so we could feed off of you some more. We're trying to line y'all up in all kind of debt, trying to line you up in all kind of fear. We're trying to count you niggas, and then we're trying to vaccinate you niggas, inoculate you niggas, 5G tag and chip you. We trying to digital tattoo you niggas. They got the digital tattoo, right? We're going to count you niggas, tat you up, right? Just like you like it. You know what I'm saying? Give you niggas a check, a fucking cot, right? A bed, a bunk, and lay you niggas up in a FEMA camp somewhere. And a lot of you niggas would like that. a lot of people are gonna go for that. They can't wait for that. As long as they can have Xbox. It's gonna be Bill Gates sponsored, so it'll be a lot of Xboxes there. You know what I'm talking about? There'll be a whole bunch of them. So everything that the master teaches, damn near, we're living in a quantum universe where how is it? It's not coincidence. Think about this. I'm advocating for these teachers. Something has to be done to really, because I promise you, if we really give them if we feed them, and if we really feed them for real, I'm talking about, if we feed the ancestors, I call it the ring of power, right? Walk with me. I already see them working. I see the pillars shaking. I already see the handprint of something, more powerful than the white man at play. Because the white man is just the chess pieces on the chessboard. You understand? He's being moved the same way that the white pawn pieces or the white pieces on the chessboard getting moved. Something is moving him. He's only the antagonist and we are the protagonists, or, vice versa. That's the only thing. Somebody is moving his pieces. He's a movable piece. Keep that in mind. He's a movable piece. He's a neutral piece sometimes because he can play both sides. You could utilize the European to play the neutral, or he could play the other side of the white piece on the chessboard. But I promise you, he is being moved and utilized and moved around by something greater than him. When you're in your greater state, you could move him around. Facts. When you're in your greater state, telepathy on white folk. Go that way, go this way, go that way. You're moving them like chess pieces. You're delegating affairs. You ever been the head nigga in charge around Peckerwoods? A lot of you haven't. I have. You move them like chess pieces. You know what I'm talking about? They'll kill for you, nigga. Uncle Sam, how about it? They'll go and body something if you send them out. Yo, go and clap that. They're pawn. They're literally chess pieces. Wooden soldiers. They'll go and hammer your ass for the big homie. That's what they do. Tommy on power. Tommy on power. You don't know how to use them. The Moors was using them. You don't think that black, you know how niggas got great grandfathers that had 200 acres? Nigga, they had white chess pieces. They was moving them. They was selling white girls looking like Pinky. Not Pinky with the pink wig, but Pinky from The Imitation of Life. She was passing for, yeah, niggas was doing that. Filthmore, Slim, all of the pimps. They was moving white women like goddamn toy soldiers. Because they're movable. You niggas only recently became movable when they domesticated your primal asses. You wasn't movable before, but you domesticated. So you're movable. You're a little kitten. They Joe Exotic you niggas. Carol Baskin you niggas. They domesticated a whole bunch of niggas. And I don't like these domestic ass niggas, these woke niggas that are interfering in the things that big cats are out here doing. You know what I'm talking about? The lions is out here roaring and shit. And these niggas is out here, these kitty litter ass niggas is out here trying to throw motherfucking salt. That ain't right. That ain't right. It's time to apply some pressure. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to be talking to my delegates. This is just early in the campaign. I'm going to be talking to my delegates because I promise you, I'll go stump on these niggas. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I'm not voting for Joe Biden, so we need a whole nother alternative. I'm ready to go stump on these niggas, and we need to get some shit together. We need to straighten this shit out, and we need to draw the line. We don't need you niggas. I don't want to go to the Rock Nation brunch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit around Clarence Avant. the fixer. The fixer. You know, what was I watching? Boosie Badazz. My twin, my evil fucking twin. He's born on my birthday, right? That's all facts. November 14th. Prince Charles is also born on my birthday. He's another one of my doppelgangers. Now, that's just to show you how crazy I am, because my birthday, not just me, the fate of that day creates a crazy nigga, right? And it created Prince Charles on the white side and Boosie Badazz on the blackest in the fucking mud, on the blackest of blackest side, coming out the boot, nigga. And that nigga beat 8 bodies. So I'm just saying, right? I know where these niggas' minds is at. So I'm here to let you know Prince Charles wants to kill all of you niggas. He is a Thanos-minded ass nigga, because I am one too. I will not, nigga, if I was on the jury, he's guilty. Because I know what he's capable of doing. If I see him around a firearm, nigga, he shot it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him the benefit. So Boosie was on a Breakfast Club, right, with Leonard. This was today. So, of course, smart niggas playing dumb. So he's asking Boosie about, you know, Leonard. Yo, you had a threesome with these girls. You know, all of that. He's always inferring some kind of sex thing with other men because he is homoerotic, right? So Boosie later on so now Charlemagne, go and watch this. Charlemagne is doing the same thing that Gayle King did to Lisa Leslie. Charlemagne starts saying, yo, what's that shit with Dwayne Wade's son? Like, you still getting flack over that? So Boosie's like, yeah, but fuck that. Yeah, I said what I said because I felt strongly about it. Children don't got no say. And Charlemagne was like, nah, you know, chill, son. He was like, no, I said what I said. Children, fuck that. I'm standing on what I'm standing. And then Boosie said this. He said, Jay-Z tried to give me a call and make me apologize. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, Jay-Z tried to call me up and make me apologize. He wanted to put them on the phone. And I said, fuck them niggas. I'm not apologizing. So I'm like, oh, Jay-Z is the new Clarence Avant. Jay-Z's the fixer. He's the whisperer. He's the nigga that because Jay-Z got the call, right? Jay-Z's not just saying, oh, I'm going to call Boosie my man and put him on a 3-way. Jay-Z don't even know Boosie, nigga. He didn't do a song with him. He never threw a bag at Boosie. Didn't never take a picture with Boosie. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, I don't think Boosie met Jay-Z ever. I didn't see him at the Rock Nation brunch with the big ass doofy ass Jesus chain on, with the big cuffs and whatnot, with the fucking mall jewelry on. I never seen Boosie at Rock Nation brunch. But Jay-Z want to call him and tell him to apologize. Jay-Z's he's doing some fixer shit. That's what Clarence Avant used to do. So Clarence Avant maybe made the call to Jay-Z and said, do you know this country bumpkin ass nigga? Little Boosie, who is this nigga? And Jay-Z said, chill, I'm gonna call a nigga. I could get the number on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know his barber. Boosie got a lot of sense. I just said he's born on my fucking birthday, so that nigga's deep. You know what I'm saying? He's a hood prophet. So Boosie was like, no, I said what I said, and I'm standing on it. And that's what we do around here. And I said, you know what? Real nigga protocol. Matter of fact, I could show you better than I could tell you. I could show you better than I could tell you.
Guys need to know, should they be shaving?
It's sexier if it's trimmed.
I'm going to play a clip too. Well, let me just show you this real quick.
trimmer, I do recommend the 3.0.
This thing is awesome because of
A full body.
Wake that ass up.
strangers and shit like that, but it gotta be somebody I'm already fucking.
And speaking of strangers, how long you been with this woman? Because you got to be quarantining right now, so you should be social distancing. So you must.
Shut.
Damn.
Me and my boy. If I can't fuck you off my name, I'm passing. Graham need me right now. The world needs me, Charlamagne.
I think it was the. It's funny because we did have a conversation about, you know, like you and Tory Lanez. I think it's the fact that money when you pay the girls, that's like prostitution or something.
I ain't paying a bitch shit. That shit was all crap. I was just clowning on live. Boosie a stingy motherfucker. I'm outside, man. I'm going to Walmart every day.
Every day. Hold on, let's laugh a little bit. Boosie hour.
You too old to be getting dressed to go walk around Walmart, man.
Where else you gonna go? Your house. You gotta
Walmart popping.
I'm outside like them Baltimore niggas. I'm outside, man. I'm going to Walmart every day. Say, what you buy? That's my family.
You buy anything?
That's my family.
Yes. All the time.
All the time.
I go buy all the lamb chops, we eat crab legs every day. Man, we turning up. You need to come down here, Charlamagne. If you were married, I'd invite you to my pool party.
Oh,
You
shit.
said you have a party. You said you have this shit. The man say right in the fucking first place if you gotta go to council. Fuck that.
You didn't see some things in your life, Boosie. You done seen some things. You done seen a lot of.
I go live, motherfuckers pay me to post they shit, motherfucker.
Hold on, this might be the part.
Fucking niggas in jail. He was doing all this. No. You know how they gonna flip it on me. Dave. You right. He don't want you to die yet. He wants you on the radio. You right. Everything changed once. Everybody I know divorced. Soon as you move in, as soon as you get, I ain't with all that marriage.
Both women, or you just go raw?
You know.
Well, Boosie, are you a one and done, or can you go like a couple of times?
Nah. Last night, the other night, bro. Where's she at? I'll make a confession. Send it back. I need Breeze on there.
Okay.
So Breezy say he gonna bless me. I'm just sitting, wait.
Blunting that asshole with a dude.
I ain't smoking no blunt out no ass.
This is shit they sit around and talk about in the morning.
I invite you to my pool party.
Southern daddy.
Hold on.
I'm just
What
saying.
you do this house and all this beer and shit?
And you can go online and have your
Flu, we need a vaccine. It's like a flu. And tomorrow, I'm throwing Boosie Badazz today. We got money coming in from 4 or 5 different ways. You in a position right now. We fucked up. Nigga ain't acting like it, but we fucked up. I'm gonna say it for everybody.
Hey, me and Duval was talking, and we was talking about the rappers that we think fucked up. And I was like, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I go live, motherfuckers pay me.
They say niggas paying for feet pictures over there for
Hold on.
you raise your kid.
That's just how they feel. My mama said the same thing.
Here you
My
go.
mama said the same thing. You smoke weed in the room around your kids. Sure do. I ain't gonna lie about that. I've been smoking weed since I got her from the house. When they was 1 year old. I got a lot of shit going, man. I'm just grinding.
I see you got the reality show too, my homegirl Sasha.
Man, my reality show so funny. Man, my reality show so funny. I just went stupid. Charlamagne, I went stupid. You gotta tune in. I went stupid, bro. I'm just chopping it right now because of the Dwayne Wade shit. A lot of programs bagged up. A lot of sponsors and shit like that. You know how that go. So let me make this clear. I have nothing against no gay people. I got gay people in my family. I got my tour manager gay. They flipped it on me, Charlamagne. They flipped it on me. You know what they do to my words.
Why you was minding? You shouldn't have been minding them people's business, Boosie.
Like my mama told me. I should have did like my mama told me. Mind my fucking business.
That's right.
Do you regret it at all?
She is kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.
No, you won't.
I will say it again. We cannot let children be
Stop, Boosie, stop. Because listen,
you cannot. That's all I'm gonna say.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say. Kill it.
I can't
Kill
let
it,
you do
Charlotte.
that. Listen, yes, right.
Kill it. I just said we cannot let children be grown. Kill it.
There you go. Can't let children be grown. I agree with that.
Kill it.
But they sitting around talking about smoking blunts out of women's ass.
How would you feel if somebody got online and had something to say about your kid and the way you raise your kid?
That's just how they feel. My mama said the same thing. My mama said the same thing. You smoke weed in the room around your kid. Sure do. I ain't gonna lie about that. I've been smoking weed since I got her from the house. When they was 1 year old. When they was 1 day old, they smelled it. So how can I talk about weed? But I said what I said, and I really meant it, Charlamagne. I really did. I ain't double down. I just dropped a song on the album called "Who Am I to Judge?" with all the shit I done did. But I judge, and that's how I feel about that situation. Strongly.
But you know that comes with the territory. When you're an outspoken person, you know people will love you for that, but then they'll hate you for that too.
They'll drag your ass, bro. They'll drag your ass, bro.
Did you ever feel like you needed to apologize to the Wade family?
Nah. They already tried to do that. They was trying to hook up some shit with a meeting with they say Jay-Z was gonna get him on the phone and all that shit. I need to apologize to save this and save that I got coming up. They gonna hey, tell Jay-Z I don't want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing for shit. I don't give a fucking Jesus call and tell me. I said what I said, man. I felt that was right. I felt that was right, and I said what I said. I don't want to talk. I don't want to apologize.
I'm not gonna say. Only reason I'm not gonna say it was right, only because like your mama said, and I say, man, you gotta mind your business. Let people raise their children the way they want to raise their children.
It's also hard for the child to hear that too. Sometimes for a kid to hear that and they need some support and love at a time like that, and then to hear people kind of going in on them, that has to be difficult because it's already hard enough for you to say, "This is who I am. This is how I feel," and then all this judgment comes at you.
Right? But I said it, and I really did mean it.
Did your son just hand you the lighter?
No, that was somebody older.
Nah,
That was somebody older.
How many people live in your house, Boosie? I was talking to somebody. I think I was talking to Vlad, and he was telling me how your house inspired him. How big is your crib?
Shit, I don't know, like 18,000 square feet, 14 bedrooms, 67 acres. 14 bedrooms, 67 acres. I'm building another home I'm building another mansion on my land I just bought next door too.
Where'd you go with that one?
I don't know. I just like buying mansions. Instead of a lot of people, everybody buy what they want to buy. Like some people buy cars, some people buy clothes. You know, I like buying homes on my own land. You know.
Now, how are you quarantining with the kids? How is that working out? Because I know you got a lot of kids, and they love. I've seen so many different activities, from the pool to zip lining. How you holding up with the kids?
My kids straight. Like I ain't lying. They blessed. They said it the other day. Like they say, Daddy, some people ain't got nothing to do. We still got, everything to do. We threw a party last night in my club. I got a club in the house. We threw a party last night. Ass everywhere. Beautiful women. Fuck quarantine. We threw a party. Ass everywhere.
Well, don't say that, Boosie. That comes shut you down.
Don't say, people are really sick. I would say
you don't believe in coronavirus?
All right, that's enough for the motherfucking, shit. Lord have mercy. Shout out to Boosie Badazz, though. I mean, that's that down bottom, man. You know what I'm talking about? But like I said, you could see what I was saying earlier, you out there advocating. The nigga said what he said, let it go. You know what I'm talking about? So this is what we're going to do before we get out of here. I want to just share something with the family. It's just something that I did in August of 2019 when I was doing the Into Deep series, right? Because Into Deep 2020 is coming, and we're going to get too deep on that. We're going to talk about deep state. We're going to talk about deep mind. We're going to talk about deep space, and we're going to talk about deep web. All right. And we'll tie in everything that's going on right now in the news. The narrative is beautiful when I see a lot of stuff that I was teaching about years ago, being taught by other people and being, the center of the expose. A lot of people are waking up. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to throw this video up that I did. I'm going to share the screen so y'all can see it. It's about 40 minutes. I might turn it off around 30 minutes. And I see all of my students who will be in class on Thursday. The link is in the description for the class. I need all of y'all to sign up for Into Deep. Into Deep is going to be another one of our lecture series in the Notalege University lecture series. We've been doing them successfully since the beginning of the year. Our lectures were Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, 2020 Year of Fear. Then we had the Facts 2020, Food, Art, Clothing, Technology, and Shelter. Then we had the Evolution Will Be Digitized. Now we're doing Into Deep 2020. All right, Into Deep 2020. And that's going to be a blockbuster. It's so much information out there. Will it be on Netflix? It will be available for video on demand. I think this month I'm releasing about 5 of my lectures on Netflix. I think we're going to release American Gods, Blueprint 322, the original one from 10 years ago. We're going to be releasing Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, the first one from 2016. And I think we're going to be releasing Law 44 with Blue Pill. So it's going to be some dope-ass lectures, some classics that people have not seen. That's another thing. You're going to have access to KT's catalog, Red's catalog, Blue's catalog, lectures that nobody's seen. It's going to be crazy. Netflix is going to be retarded. I want to thank everybody who's ever supported me in anything that I've done. If you send $1 on a Cash App, you were part of my support team. I want to say for my Patreons, we got you. We're going to take care of it. We want to give 1,000 thanks to y'all. For my Forex Club, check your email. All right. I send out a blast. I send an email blast out. Check your email. That's your orientation. I put a video in there. You can watch the video. We're going to be doing a Zoom this week. All of y'all, I want to give 1,000 thanks to y'all because y'all are definitely showing me that you believe in yourself. Y'all are all betting on yourself and we all making money. So it's a beautiful thing. Everyone is happy. Look out for the link this week. So we're going to do a Zoom. All of us will be in a Zoom together. We'll all start talking a little bit about tips and some future investments. And there's also a $99 deal this week, I believe, for anybody that wants to sign up to the Forex training. All right. We're doing Forex training. We have the bots, automatic bots working. There's a Forex Academy for the brothers and sisters to learn about the Forex Academy. That's if you want to learn, if you want to go on the internet and learn for free, you are free to do anything that you want to do right now in these days and times. But if you want to pay to come to the academy and get access to the bots that do trading for you, then come on through. You know what I'm saying? Make your next move your best move and come and sign up. That right there is the website that you go and visit. The nojoblifestyle.info/redpill for the 16 million brothers and sisters out there that don't have a job and are looking for some kind of employment. You know, in a perfect world, it'll be 30,000 of us, and every day we're working a new income stream on a whole new different. We could move around and work on different endeavors. I say maybe 4 endeavors because you can't stretch yourself to 7 endeavors and don't have no days off, and then you're neglecting the other businesses. So if you are able to separate 4 endeavors or 4 businesses and split it amongst 7 days, amongst thousands of people, you're looking at building up conglomerates. So that's what the Facts Initiative is about. Food. It's never been a better time. Art. All of my artists that I know is eating right now. Art pays the bills, right? Martial arts, Baba Kalindi, right? Mastering the body. Clothing, Kings County. Athletics, these masks. This is part of clothing, right? I'm putting fabrics on a mask, right? Clothing, it never stops. Technology, right? You can't go nowhere without the smartphone. You know, what the people would be rioting in the streets if there was no smartphones right now. Right? So that's facts. That's the facts. We're going to be bringing the facts around the world. I say the world because we already booked in the UK, we already booked in Ghana, and we already booked in the Caribbean. So in 2020, we're going to be visiting the four corners of the world. The four corners of the world, right? There's four corners. There's the continent. There's the Caribbean. There's the United Kingdom. And then there's America, the North American continent. So we're going to be on all of those places this year, bringing this initiative around the world because it is time. We prepare. We planted the seeds and whatnot. We were very patient. You know, we show improved. We did the work, and now it's time to reap the rewards. So we're taking the food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter all around the world. I want 30,000 members. 30,000 members, we're going to make magic happen. Not monthly or weekly. It's changed. My whole business model has changed. We're doing $20 a day investments with a $600,000 quote unquote budget in order to allocate to buy different businesses. The mind state that I got, quiet town, tie it down. I'm driving through quiet towns looking at all of the storefronts that I could spend $5,000 on and get the motherfucking key and the lease. And then we could start building up small essential businesses. The same way that New Yorkers went into quiet towns and saw corners and back alleys and they looked at, they saw gold, they saw yellow brick roads in quiet towns where they saw people who they could turn into dope fiends and addicts and whatnot. They saw disparity. They saw people who were out of work. They saw that the Rust Belt was drying up, and they went ahead with that industrial mind of theirs. Remember, these were gods. These were people from the nation of gods and earth. These were intelligent hoodlums. These were sophisticated savages. They were leading the motherfucking charge on the out of town missions. And they were able to find quiet towns, and they tied them down, and they turned them towns into dope towns, narco states. You feel me? Sundown towns, motherfucking, and they put the people under a state of anarchy. You know what I'm saying? They did. They put the people under a state of oppression and anarchy to the point where they think that it's regular. They think that it's regular. They don't think that this is some abnormal shit to be, you know, to hear niggas shooting rifles and submachine guns and, you know, young babies, young children getting Swiss cheese like this is the fucking Congo or this is some kind of war taking place. People getting mangled by AK-47 bullets and, you know, niggas getting hit with M60s and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is getting droned in the hood, damn near. You know what I mean? And this is not regular, but it is what it is. So we need solutions. We don't need fuck boys. We don't need these fake ass niggas that are postulating. We don't need another 10 years of gerrymandering. We don't need none of this. That's proselytizing. That's church. These niggas are trying to be the new fucking version of a preacher. Okay? These are fucking Eddie Long's kids. These are the babies of TD Jakes, nigga. This is the fucking, these are the bastards of Creflo Dollar. This is Mason Betta, you know what I'm saying, on methadone, nigga. That's who these niggas are. So we're saying enough is enough. Not on my watch. Enough is enough. We will not stand by. You niggas will not desecrate what we sacrificed to build. Not on our watch. It's not happening. It is not happening. It could turn all the way up at this point. The people need leaders. The people need healers. The people need soldiers. They need warriors. The people need somebody that they could fucking trust. Not no people who are suspect. They don't need no suspects. They don't need nobody that they can't really feel like that. They don't need no flip-floppity ass niggas. They don't need no goofies. That shit'll get you murked in these streets. This shit real deal Holyfield. The tanks is they out here prepping. They out here meal prepping to eat niggas food. They out here prepping. And nobody is ringing the alarm from the quote unquote entertainment world. The athletes, the actors, the entertain, all of the fucking Democrats, they all are complicit. They would rather tell you take the vaccination and go and eat Popeye's chicken. You know what I mean? They all complicit. It's sad. It's sad. You know, it's sad. But it seems like that's what's taking place. You know, I could be wrong. I could be reaching. But I sat with this for a very long time. I contemplated this for extremely long. I meditated on this. You know, I even talked to people and was like, am I bugging? Do I see what I'm seeing? And they was like, yeah, you see what you seeing. You know, everybody's an opportunist. Everyone, all of them. I don't trust. Look, I don't know about none of them. None of them fed the altar yet. I don't know about none of them. I ain't see. I haven't seen them at no events. I haven't seen them at no functions. I haven't seen these niggas at no ceremonies. For the niggas out here proselytizing like they on some spiritual shit, I ain't seen them in the astral realm. I haven't seen them at none of the ceremonies when shit going down in the backwoods. I haven't seen them at none of the platinum parties where the elders be at. I never seen them at the lectures. I never seen them at the debates. Where did these niggas come from? You seen them at the rallies? You niggas met niggas at marches. These are some marching ass niggas. These are some motherfucking work on my calf ass niggas. These are some rally. These niggas came up holding picket signs. You know what I'm talking about? That's they claim to fame. These niggas created picket signs. These niggas is picket sign piccolos. Like, yeah, they crisis actors. All that money, all them resources. I get free shit. I'm not even a fucking industry nigga. So imagine what they get. All them resources, all that access, and niggas don't have nothing to offer the people. Not a thing. Not one idea. Not one. Beyond that they don't know how to use money. Beyond that they don't know how to use money. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to use the money in a way that can benefit. They have handlers. They're not allowed. You don't think that they got people around? I don't think that they're that dumb. I don't think that they're that dumb. I don't think that they're that slow. I don't think that they're that naive. I don't think that they're lacking the information. They know the information, thus they will not speak the information. At this point, the information is hitting too close to home because we're in the inning right now. We're at a part in the game where, if this was a movie, we're inside of the kingdom slicing necks, headed to the chamber to kill the king. Like, we've already breached the walls. We've already knocked down the motherfucking front defenses. They're on the internet exposing these Europeans that niggas used to look up to as baby eaters, yo. Real exposés is taking place with all of this Jeff Epstein, and all of that. That's all coming to light, nigga. Do you know what that means? They have to do something to stop that. Their whole shit is falling apart. And then the people don't understand the America that they live in. They don't realize this is held together through belief. This shit is not held together. The system is faith-based. The system is faith-based. It's based off of the faith that you have in it. So the system is being dismantled before your very eyes with the expose. I'm not giving Trump no fucking credit. You niggas will never hear me talking about, because of Donald Trump, they're exposing. No, if you don't get off of this nigga's toupee, you weird Negroes. Fuck Donald Trump. He's a pedophile too. He ain't doing nothing. Nigga, the ancestors is doing this. This is 2020. The veils is being lifted. God damn it. They showing their underwear. Are you serious? I'm not giving this nigga no credit. It's the ancestors working these niggas. That's what's happening. So just to show you how on point and ahead of the game the man-like red pill was, because it's not for braggadocio purposes. I want you to go ahead and get your goddamn tickets. So tap into Deep. This is a preview of what you'll be getting this Thursday between the hours about 9 and 10. And we'll go further into the hours, maybe 1 or 2. But Craig, you don't got to go to work, do you? You ain't got no job, Craig. Chill with me. We'll have fun on a Thursday, So I'm going to pull up this clip. And we're going to watch this clip, and then we're going to log out, and we're going to go ahead with our business, and we're going to go do our affirmations, and we're going to affirm to ourselves that we're great, and then we got this. And then this is all about us, and our crown is rising, and we're going to get us some sun, and we're going to get us some water and some sea moss, but definitely some sun, and charge that motherfucking melanin. Right? They want you to stay inside because they don't want you to receive them goddamn sun rays. There's a corona mass ejection, and that energy is coming to you. So yeah, this is it. Check it out. No theory of race relations. The need. Hold on. Let me go back. Pardon me. Don't judge me. Bad hair day. It is not ordinarily realized that of all the great mass of writing on race relations, there is available no consistent theory of race relations. The need for such a sociological explanation is so great that recently, when one author succeeded with some degree of superficial logic in explaining the phenomena in terms of almost unanimously and unquestionably hurriedly adopted his theory. Perhaps social and behavioral scientists have failed to develop a sound and consistent theory of racism because of their tendency to be less demanding and less stringently disciplined in sticking to observable and measurable data than the so-called physical science are required to be in formulating hypotheses. Frequently, contrary to all the basic premises of modern science, statements are made by some of those scientists a priori, that is to say, claimed as valid independent of observation. Similarly, society in general fails to impose a significant amount of pressure on behavioral and social scientists to yield viable theories and definitions. Such theories and definitions subsequently can stand and function as efficient and effective tools to be utilized by social engineers as guides for changing social reality. However, the contrary seems to be the case. If there is any pressure at all, it is to maintain the social status quo. And all too often, institutions of the society reward the superficial, inconsistent, and dysfunctional theories of societal dynamics. Neely Fuller, in his 1969 copyrighted The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept, a textbook workbook for thought, speech, and/or actions for victims of racism, recognized the need for a functional statement on racism, one that could be utilized daily by those earnestly seeking to bring about social change. Fuller observed that, contrary to most present thinking, there is only one functioning racism in the known world: white supremacy. He challenges his readers to identify and then to demonstrate the superiority or functional supremacy of any of the world's non-white peoples over anyone, concluding that since there is no operational supremacy of any colored people, Fuller reveals that the only valid operational definition of racism is white supremacy. He observes that in spite of any and all statements the world's non-white peoples may make about themselves having economic and/or political independence and the like, in the final analysis, they are all victims of white supremacy process. He places major emphasis on the present realities of the world that can be verified and tested rather than on what we could imagine to be the case, such as black or yellow supremacy. He further emphasizes that instead of focusing on individual cases or on specific locations, a perspective that examines the patterns of relationships between whites and non-whites worldwide must be developed. Fuller explains that racism is not merely a pattern of individual and/or institutional practice. It is a universally operating system of white supremacy and domination in which the majority of the world's white people participate. I got another one to show you. That's Into Deep 2.2. This is Into Deep 2. Yeah, we've been working. This is the doctrine of discovery.
Go so deep. Don't know me, no more ego, so free. Don't know evil, no me. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. No go lead, don't go sleep, don't know sheep. Don't know evil, no me. It's happening, something is happening. I feel a spirit coming back again. My little magic friend. I'm the bag of skin and casted in. The voice you're hearing on the track is him. Telepathic chin. To put the talent in the paladin like Michael Jackson did when he was black at him. Can't imagine it. So before they bring assassins in and put me in a casket, let me grab a pen. Slice wrist, jab it in, plug it in the main vein and fill it with my blood intravenously. Write my life story, end it with a dot. When the last drop of blood I have to bleed in me. Yeah, but I'm resurrected when you're reading me. I put me in ink, corpse got a deity. Yeah, elevation of the Kundalini. If I make it up to heaven's gates, I'ma do graffiti. I don't care if you was Mussolini. I let the enemy. How could the enemy crew defeat me? You don't got the visuals to see me. I can see better in 4D than you do in 3D. I need a queen if I'ma ever be truly kingly. She put the rubber on me, I'ma bust out, I'm a super genie. Wrote this with a ghost talking to me that I met when I was doing Ouija. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. Don't know me, no more ego, so free. Don't know evil, no evil, no me. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. Go so deep, go so deep, go so deep. No rolling, don't go sleep, don't know sheep. Don't know evil, no me. All right. Yes, indeed, family. So let's get right into it. Into Deep Part 2. And the reason why I decided to do Into Deep Part 2, okay, is because Into Deep Part 1 spoke of the same topics that I'll be touching on today. Basically, today I'll just be revisiting and revising the information so the family is knowledgeable about what's going on in the deep state, the deep web, the deep mind, and today we added in the deep south, okay? So if anybody pays attention to news, or if anybody's paying attention to what the media is not necessarily reporting on a 24-hour basis, but they're putting it out there. There's definitely a war taking place between what is known as the deep state and other operatives in the government who are attempting to disrupt their operations. Now, the operations that the deep state are known for operating would be things like child pornography rings, okay, sex trafficking rings, $20 billion cocaine shipments on J.P. Morgan owned ships in Philadelphia, proxy wars, spy programs like when they shot down a drone in Iran, oil wars in many different places in Africa, organ harvesting in places like the UAE, in places like Tel Aviv, and places like many of the different ports in America. You saw the chop shop just got busted in Phoenix, Arizona, right? The feds busted a chop shop, a body shop, not a chop shop where you chop cars up, somewhere where body limbs and body parts and those very expensive body parts, those rare cuts, are being sold for top dollar. I'm going to show a chart to show you the price of your body parts. 2019, your organs are rising. Your organs are rising, right? And you're not organizing, and your organs are rising. That's a problem. So the deep state is at war, all right? Donald Trump and a few of his hitters and whatnot, they are definitely exposing and then pulling the covers off the network that has been the rat line, is what they call it. When you're talking about what the deep state and the CIA and other shadow government organizations who are in bed, comfortably nestled in with organized crime cartels and mafia, they have what is known as a rat line. A rat line is child trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking, right? Organ harvesting, guns for drugs, you name it. Whatever deals with under the table money and things that are not necessarily cleared by Congress and what would be considered to be a legal activity inside of an illegal corporate entity, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the deep mind points to artificial learning, all right? Google is at the forefront. Artificial learning, computers are being programmed by programmers to learn on their own. The places that they're learning from is the almighty Google's database, along with other databases. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been looking to see if the machine learning. I'm going to explain what machine learning is in a minute, but the machine learning, I'm trying to see if the machines are learning from the deep web and the dark web, along with the surface web, because I know that it's plugged into the surface web, but I'm trying to see if the programmers are plugging in the machine learning, the AI, the artificial intelligence into the deep web. But these are some of the feats of the deep mind. This is what the deep mind can do. Programmers program the deep mind computer to go up against some of the best Go players. Go is a game that is, very advanced. They say it's more advanced than chess. So the computer played itself for approximately 48 hours, right? 2 days. And every single time that it was playing itself, it was getting smarter, right? By the end of the 2 days, the deep mind computer or intelligence was able to successfully defeat some of the best Go players in the world. Then they took it into other games and other avenues and whatnot, and the machine is learning and is becoming wiser, is becoming more conscious and intelligent by the day as these machines scour the internet or the surface web and receive and just compile data and eat up information and data. So it would now the question would not necessarily arise as to why the internet is being scrubbed at this moment, right? Like, why are they scrubbing the internet? Why are they censoring the internet? Why is Louis Farrakhan being banned from the internet, scrubbed from the internet, removed from the internet? Alex Jones and all of these people. One of the reasons is because now artificial intelligence and machine learning is learning through the internet. It's eating up all of the information. So of course they don't want it to pick up the anti-vaccination information. They don't want it to pick up the information that Farrakhan is bringing. They don't want it to pick up the information that the many conscious channels are bringing. That's why they're censoring them. That's why they're making them non-searchable, and they're removing some of them. They go into those lists. You can't search my information on YouTube. You cannot find me on YouTube. I'm non-searchable. They have me outside of that range. I'm non-monetized. I can't make a penny on a YouTube channel. You dig what I'm saying? Channels that even host our videos, channels that host their own videos are becoming demonetized. So this is where we're at right now in 2019, moving into 2020. There is a censorship campaign, and there is a quote unquote First Amendment violation amongst many people who are out here speaking the truth, and not the version of truth that they are co-signing, because they'll allow a sanitized version of truth to see through. They'll allow victimhood. They'll allow finger pointing. They will allow surface knowledge, surface consciousness, but not deep consciousness, not the in too deep type of consciousness, not the rabbit hole. Okay? And we'll talk about the deep web. We're going to get into the deep web in today's presentation. And the deep web, of course, speaks about the unseen. Since everybody is into the unseen so much, since everybody is into the Illuminati, since everybody is into the unknown, or rather the unseen. Well, the unseen is the deep web, and then the dark web. So you function on the surface web. You're operating on 10% of the known internet. The internet is a military installation. It is created by the military for military purposes. It is an installation. It is a weapon system along with an intelligence information data system. So when you function on the surface web, you are functioning on a www system. You are functioning on a commercialized weapon, okay? But it's 90%, right? 10% is the surface. 90% of the unknown web is the deep web and the dark web, okay? And you did not know that. A lot of people have no idea whatsoever that they can't fathom, nor can they wrap their minds around internet that exists that you cannot find on www. Because the deep web and the dark web cannot be accessed by www. It's not the World Wide Web. It's a whole nother aspect of the internet. And people are building and communicating. And now that I think about it, of course the machines are learning, because 90% of the internet is the dark and the deep web. You could go there on the TOR, which is the onion router. Go and research how to download the onion router. That is a way to take you on the intranet, not the internet, intranet, the Ethernet. You know, the deep web and the dark web. Okay, the router, the same place that Neo or my guy, Mr. Anderson, that's the same place that the Matrix movie opened up. He was on the deep web, jugging. He was selling not narcotics. He was selling digital drugs. He was jugging. He was on the Silk Road. He was on the dark web. He was not on the www. Right? He was off the grid, and he was communicated to by Morpheus and Trinity, who were also on the deep web and places like that in encrypted rooms. Right? He was jugging because they came to his door. The lady with the white rabbit came to his door to pick up a pack. The whole crew came to pick up a package. They came to pick up some drugs, or that version, the version of drugs in the future, which would be it would be a digital sensation. It would be something that would be hooked into your neural system. You know, like the thing that Elon Musk just proposed, which was Neuralink. And we'll talk about Neuralink. So we'll talk about how far Deep Mind is right now by tapping into Neuralink and other advances in science to show you the advancement of artificial intelligence and to encourage the coders and the programmers out there to program your own version of AI. We should have our where's our version of a Siri? Where is our version of an Alexa? We can do that. That is possible. That's doable. That is that's attainable in the now. We don't have to fantasize or slip into some sort of, fantasy land and whatnot and try to talk about in the future, brother, in the near future. No, right now we could create machine learning. Because there's a whole bunch of nerds and whatnot, and people in Palo Alto and Silicon Valley, Silicon Alley, and other places like Asia and Tel Aviv, where they're programming powerful gods to work for them. This is the Industrial Revolution, 7.0? 7.0? This is a part of the Industrial Revolution, because when everything becomes automated, it is going to be the level up of people and human beings and their limitations of what they can do based off of their energy output, based off of their quote unquote information output. We're not as fast as the machines that are working the assembly line at Ford at the moment. We're not as fast as the machines it's already AI. It's already automation. It's already machines taking over, because did you ever see the program, how it's done or how it's made? There are supercomputers and super machines doing manufacturing and industrial work on big levels, my nigga. That is artificial intelligence. They're just leveling. It's just 2.0ing it. They're leveling and the machines are going to be working at an exponential rate, that means that inventory is going to increase. That means that more money to be made. That's what that means. So we as a collective, first and foremost, and then us as an individual, should be arduously seeking out individuals who can help design, conceptualize, and to create both technology, intellectual property, robots, programs, algorithms, to be in alignment with the future and with the now, where it's at. It's not difficult. It's not hard. You know what I mean? I was just at a summit on Wednesday called a Revolt Summit. It was right there at the King's Theater in Flatbush. And Puff Daddy came out, P. Diddy, Sean Combs. Revolt is his platform. So he was the one that was behind it. Charlemagne was there, Joe Budden, a whole bunch of people. And they were bringing out people who were interested in getting into the music industry and wanted to throw their hat into the music industry. They could do the same thing for coders, blurs, which are black nerds, black girls who code, everybody who looks melanated, everybody from the continent who taught themselves how to code, everybody from the hood who went online, went to GitHub, went on YouTube, went to the thousands of online schools that teach you how to app develop and learn code and whatnot, and be a part of the gods who are responsible for writing out the future, because the future, as you know it, in this quote-unquote digitized matrix, or this quote-unquote holographic world, the future is at the hand of the coders. That's a fact. The future is at the hand of the coders. And I'm not giving them all of the power like that, but the future is at the hand. Nigga, it's Revenge of the Nerds. The future is at the hands of the coders, because coding is the language of the future. Does that not make sense? If coding is the language of the future, if the coding language is what's gotten us to where we're at today, because, you know, we are in the future. You know what I mean? You know, spoiler alert, nigga, we're in the future. We're in the future, right? And the coders and other people, the developers, right, are akin to what you saw in the Matrix with the man called the architect. The guy in the white room with the white beard and whatnot, who was coding and writing the future. The oracle, who you were introduced to, who was in the kitchen baking cookies, those are your coders. Those are your coders. Your divination, whoever you have as an oracle, whoever divines for you, that's your coder. They're out here writing the code. And the ones who are in Silicon Valley, who are building out these apps, who are building out these algorithms, because algorithms run the world. There's a lecture that I did called The Evolution Will Be Digitized. You can find it right now online just by a YouTube search, right? The evolution will be digitized, and we explain in the evolution will be digitized. We got into the beginning of, you know, technology and computers as we know it these days, and we explain the West African origins behind all computing languages, because it's a binary language, zeros and ones. And zeros and ones are akin to what is known as divination systems like the I Ching, okay? Where they're dealing with yes and no's and zeros and ones and whatnot. The I Ching, when they throw bones, when they throw coins, when they throw pennies, when they throw cowrie shells and whatnot, divining, utilizing, that's a form, that's a language. And that language has been translated into CSS, Python, Ruby for Rails, all of these different languages. The Django is one of the languages of computers, you know, and our people have it in our DNA inherently to adapt. That's why there are young men in junkyards in Africa, right, on the continent, building technology, building out, making inventions. inventing shit in the junkyard, right? That engineering DNA is kicking in. The mathematician DNA is kicking in. The natural builder, the Imhotep inside of them, the Imhotep DNA is kicking in. And these young Africans are showing improvement. These young 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds in Oxford, in America, melanated. There's not too many non-melanated 9-year-olds in Ivy League school colleges. These 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds who are in Mensa right now, and the ones that are in colleges, they're showing you that their DNA is going online. They're repeating what the ancestors in the 1800s were doing, because by the time they were 18, they were already accomplished authors. They had their PhD and their, you know what I mean? They were doctors. You know what I'm talking about? This is in the 1800s. You know, around the time of the 100 plus melanated inventors. All right, we spoke multiple languages. Some of us were even world traveled by our early adulthood. Okay, everywhere that we went, we spoke the language. This is us in our proper persona, in our natural self. So that natural self has been disrupted. That natural self has been somewhat held back. That natural self has been subjugated by a force, by an energy, by a spirit. And that spirit is being hoisted and pushed by a people. And those people are some of the people that we're going to be touching on today. In particular, those people that I'm speaking of are the tribes of Europeans who came up out of Europe in 1493 and subsequently created what is known as the New World. The creation of the New World was one that was done in blood and a lot of death and a lot of destruction, fire, a lot of rape, a lot of pillaging, a lot of massacres, a lot of atrocities in the name of the Roman Catholic Church and the crowns of Europe, in particular, the crowns of Portugal, which was known as Aragon, and Castile, which is the crowns of Spain and Portugal, by way of the Holy Roman Catholic Church, aka the Holy See, the same place, the Vatican, where they found bones underneath the Vatican. Okay, just this week, right after we did the first part of In Too Deep, they found these bones, thousands of bones, thousands upon thousands of bones inside of underneath the quote unquote Vatican, where they say they store bones. But this was like a trapdoor underneath the Vatican, you know, where they do a lot of rituals and they do a lot of sacrifice. You know, there's probably some bones on Lolita Island, you know. But what that shows me beyond any reasonable doubt is that's the ancestors coming above ground. When you excavate, when you find hidden buried bones, when you find dry bones, when you find hidden bodies and they get excavated and they come above ground, especially from the catacombs of the Vatican, where a lot of things never see the light of day. Oh, you're talking symbolically that the ancestors are showing you that this is the age of revelation and they're revealing some things and things are becoming to the surface and things are becoming uncovered. And there's some people out there that are doing that. And that's how the ancestors talk back to me. That's how they speak back to me. You know what I'm talking about? That's how they throw one back. You know. So we're seeing things unfold before our very eyes. All right. So we're going to talk about these people right now at this moment in this juncture in time. And these European tribes, the Germanic tribes, right? That's the Germans. The Spanish tribes or the Spaniards, that's Spain. That's the white zaddy who got everybody talking Spanish in DR, Peru, Panama, Cuba, Puerto Rico. This is their zaddy. This is the one who brought that tongue, along with the cross, along with the sword, along with the syphilis, along with the gonorrhea, along with anal sex, along with homosexuality, along with bestiality, along with pedophilia. They brought all that, right? Along with the cocaine, or rather, not necessarily the cocaine, but drug culture, illegal drug culture, because they was chewing on coca leaves, they was smoking bud, making bud tea and whatnot. They had all kind of herbs, which are scheduled, which they deem Schedule 1 substances and whatnot, demonizing them. But while all of these things are what they are to this day, it started somewhere, and we can identify. The keyword domo, okay? The papal decree aimed to justify
audio.
Christian explorers' claims on land
Y'all hear no audio?
that allegedly discovered and promote Christian domination and superiority, and has been applied in Africa, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and the Americas. So, white supremacy or Roman supremacy? White supremacy or Roman Catholic supremacy? White supremacy or European supremacy? Because they were not calling themselves white in 1493. They're not all necessarily white is doing this, right? The aspect of Christian domination and superiority that's being powered up by papal bulls and the doctrine of discovery, nigga, that's not white. That's not white. So we have to correct some of these terms. I will call it Christian supremacy, because that will put it into a better light as to what is going on. Because when you go to the continent right now, nigga, it's Christian supremacy. Okay? It's Catholic supremacy. When you go to all of these third world countries where the people is hurting, but they still Christian, and there's a Roman Catholic church in the center of that town or the center on that island and whatnot, and there's child pedophilia going on, and there's child prostitution going on, and there's a drug problem going on, where that shit is a narco state / Roman Catholic provenance that they dominated. And they're speaking their tongue there, whatever the Roman Catholic tongue is, whether it's Portuguese, whether it's Spanish, or it's a form of English, right? But in particular, it's that Roman tongue. It's the Spanish tongue. Because Rome was in bed with Spain, and Spain was in bed with the Portuguese by way of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. You have to remember this. This is the Battle of 1491, the Alhambra, when when they defeated the Moors, and then they marched forward in 1492 to conquer in the name of their Christ, their Egregore, their demiurge. It's not the same Christ from the Ethiopia. It's not the Coptic. It's not Jesus of Nazareth, the Christ, not Christ, not a Christ. The title, the Christ, means the Christ consciousness. That was a title. They have many the Christus, right? There's more than just Jesus the Christ. There's other the Christ, because the Christ is the Christ consciousness. And when you attain Christ consciousness and you reach a certain level, you are anointed. You have the third eye is awoken. If you awoke, my nigga, you're lit. You're turned on. You're conscious. You know what I'm talking about? You're on your mission. You're on your man know thyself path. So you become anointed. You naturally have anointed oils just, coming, royal oils. You're just anointed. You have that glow. You have that shine. You glowed up, right? Not Caesar Bourgeois, my nigga. Not the Christ that they created. Not the Christ that Constantine and them created. Not that that's a demiurge, right? That's who they went and shed blood in his name. I'm gonna read on. If an explorer proclaims to have discovered the land in the name of a Christian European monarch, and he plants a flag in its soil and reports his discovery to the European rulers and returns to occupy it, that land is now his, even if someone else was there first. These are the same people that had the audacity to tell the squaw to go home. Should the original occupants insist on claiming that the land is theirs, the discoverer can label the occupant's way of being on the land inadequate according to European standards. European standards at that time was they were just coming out of the Dark Ages. European standards at that time was pedophilia, bestiality, homosexuality, incest, murder, rape. You understand? Sorcery. They were going through the Inquisition, so they were burning people at the stake who showed any signs of holistic knowledge. So you can imagine what they did. So they were burning people who showed any signs of spiritualness inside of Europe. So imagine what they did when they got into the Americas, where everybody was on that, where the whole goddamn island was shamans and brujas. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine what they went over there and did. They brought the Inquisition over there with them. That's why they would reach there and they would immediately seek out the chief and then body him right there in front of everybody and burn. They denounced the papal bulls of 1493. They denounced Pope motherfucking, they gotta denounce Pope Alexander VI. I'm talking about the Women's March. I'm talking about all your LBGT friends. I'm talking about motherfucking Becky at the water cooler. If they want to talk to you, if they want to stand around you, you make them denounce the doctrine of discovery, all of they popes, the papal bulls, and you know what I'm talking about? George Washington and all of the founding fathers. I bet you that you'll have a bump fights, a World Star video on your hands, because they're not going to do that. They're going to pop off on you. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to drop the goddamn Starbucks and get to fighting because you have them cornered. You're going to activate their white fragility. You got them cornered, my nigga. Checkmate. Nigga, checkmate. That's a social experiment. I need you to carry that out. And be prepared to Mayweather these niggas. Because they going Pacquiao on you. You know what I mean? We should just set them up. Get them all in the building one day for we should just bait them. And drop that bomb on them. The same way that they make niggas denounce Farrakhan. Yo, before we even begin, hold on. Let me just say something.
You can't hear it?
Read the doctrine of discovery. Read all of the facts and and be like, after you hear all of this, I need you to publicly denounce all of these popes, Pope Innocent, Pope Gregory, Pope Alexander, Constantine. I need you to denounce the doctrine of discovery. I need you to denounce the Intercatera. I need you to denounce manifest destiny. I need you to denounce the founding fathers. They will not do it. And if they don't do it, you got to set it off. You got to pop off on them. You got to bang on them and chase them out the building, because they showing you, nigga, we've been riding on you since this day. This is our marching orders. This is our motherfucking Bible. This is our Constitution. But don't take my word for it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Should the original occupants insist on claiming that the land is theirs, the discoverer could label the occupants' way of being on the land inadequate according to European standards. This ideology supported the dehumanization of those living on the land and their dispossession, murder, and forced assimilation. Forced assimilation is conversion to being Catholic. Forced assimilation is making niggas speak Spanish. Forced assimilation is to look at the white man like he's God. The doctrine fueled white supremacy insofar as white European settlers claimed that they were instruments of divine design and possessed cultural superiority. That's where we're at today. That's the problem that we have today. That's what's fueling the self-hate. That's what's fueling all of the issues that we're having at the core of our dysfunction, is the fact that they came through and they convinced niggas, black people, Spanish people, Puerto Ricans, goddamn Dominicans, Ecuadorians, you know what I'm saying, Hondurans and whatnot. They convinced them that they were instruments of divine design and that they possess cultural superiority. White ice is colder than black ice. Bottom line. And that's when niggas is like, oh man, y'all always talk about problems. What's the solutions? Well, you fucking derelict. The solutions is to reverse engineer that shit right there. The solutions, my nigga, is to get back into your proper persona. The solutions is to start seeing black ice is colder than white ice. That's the solution. Because that's what worked for us. Unfortunately, that's the shit that we're going to have to get back into. Nigga, the curly fest is this weekend. Translation, if you don't got curls, you can't be there. That's what we got to get on. You know what I'm talking about? We got to get into those spaces. You don't got curls, my nigga. You're not. No. You get to buy the DVD or you can watch the live stream. But if you don't got curls, you can't be on the land. This grid is for curls only. Non-ether. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, you can have the curly. You got the baby hair. But no. It's shit like that. It's just, we have to get back into our cultural being superior. We got to get back into us being divine beings of instruments of divine design. Nigga, we got to be the flute of God. We have to be the divine instruments of God. Brothers like my younger brother, not my brother like my homeboy, my blood brother, KT the Arch Degree, he gives you the science of how we are instruments of divine design from a cellular, on a molecular level. Go and build it all the way up to where you see us in the flesh. He'll give you that cloth. You know what I'm talking about? His cloth got rhinestones. He'll give you that cloth. Blue Pill will give you that cloth of how we are, who we are, on a gematria level, numerically, through the Kabbalah, right? Look. Make sure you get into this. Make sure you know who you are. You know what I'm talking about? Don't act like this. Oh, the Kabbalah evil, bro. That shit evil, dog. You retard. The people who are running the world. It's a small group of them. It ain't even a lot of them. It's a handful of them running shit. What do you think? Whatever their power, whatever they're using to get power or to stay in power or to wield their power, you need to find out what the fuck that's about. You need to find out what the hell that is. How dare niggas say that they're a Christian and you don't know how to read Hebrew? You don't know the Hebrew alphabet. You don't know Aleph, Beth, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know that those words are numbers. You don't know the gematria. You niggas is talking about Corinthians 2:3, but you're not reading it from a Kabbalah, from a Hebraic standpoint, nigga. You're not reading the original translation. You're reading it in English, nigga. Nigga, please. You niggas is elementary. That's baby food. Do you know what people are doing with the Bible when they apply the right tools to it, nigga? Do you know? That's why I won't throw the Bible out. I'm not saying throw the Bible out, the Helios Biblios. Nigga, that's the spell book. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the Roman Catholic Church, nigga, is the center of the problems that we're having, nigga. That's the malware. That's the virus. That's what I'm saying. The significance of the doctrine continues to be debated. According to David Wilkins, it is more complicated than just saying the Pope gave European Catholics the right to colonize and to convert. In reality, the absolute denial of native land rights was replaced less than 50 years later when Charles V sought the advice of Francisco de Vitoria as to what the Spanish could legally and morally claim in the New World. Vitoria, in a clear rebuttal to the Pope and the discovery notion, declared that the native people were the true owners of their lands. We know that after he did that, that shit started wars in Europe. You know what I'm talking about? 100-year wars and whatnot. And that shit didn't mean nothing because they went and murdered and pillaged those. They pillaged the indigenous and they did a genocide right after that. All right. This is Christopher Columbus, Queen Isabella, and King Ferdinand. He's bringing Indians, right, back from America. This is supposed to be an Indian right here. He's bringing these Indians to them to show these monarchs what he discovered. This is them discovering in the name of Christ when they pull up on the land and they start murdering shit. You know what I mean? After they plant their flags and they talk that scary ass Latin and shit, and then they get to bodying shit. This is how they split up the world. This is the New World right there. España, that's the Americas, and Portugal got Africa. They got the Gold Coast, anywhere where it's a coast. Pepper Coast, Gold Coast, Ivory Coast, all of those coasts, Cape Verde, all of those were taken by the Portuguese at first. All right? They were claimed by the Portuguese. And then later on, when they carved up Africa in the Berlin Conference and whatnot, then all of these other European nations and whatnot get to take pieces of it. They carve it up like a pie. But prior to that, the goddamn Pope and them, they was the ones who had claiming of that land. So I'm gonna reveal or read different papal bulls that comprise what is known as the doctrine of discovery. The first one that we have is the papal bull Dum Diveris. You know how you have D-U-M, Dum Diveris, D-I-V-E-R-S-A-S. It was written on the 18th of June, 1452. Pope Nicholas V issued the papal bull Dum Diveris on 18 June 1452. It authorized Alfonso VI of Portugal to reduce any Saracens and pagans and any unbelievers to perpetual slavery. I'm going to repeat that again because whenever you hear the word Saracens, that shit's to set off an alarm. Whenever you're in church and your grandmama talking down to the Saracens, well, she talking down to her in the double elbow, okay? Because she's a fucking Saracen. You know what I'm talking about? She was a Saracen. She don't know that she's a descendant of a Saracen. She's an Ados, an American descendant of Saracens. All right? Because the Saracens are the Moors and the Muslims, and the Saracen is code word for African Muslims. Okay? So Dum Diveris, right? Thank you for that cash app. Yes. Dum Diveris is the papal bull that started black slavery or slavery of Moors and Africans. It said to reduce, right, any Saracens and pagans and any other unbelievers to perpetual slavery. This facilitated the Portuguese slave trade from West Africa. The same Pope wrote the bull Romanus Pontifex on January the 5th, 1455 to the same Alfonso. As a follow-up to the Dum Diveris, it extended the Catholic nations of Europe dominion over discovered lands during the Age of Discovery. Along with sanctifying the seizure of non-Christian lands, it encouraged the enslavement of native non-Christian peoples in African and the New World. All of my ADOS brothers and sisters, to the movement that you brothers are spearheading, I would say to you, this here is the beginning of your journey to get retribution and to get restoration and to get what's that called? Reparations. It's by discovering the Romanist Pontifex and the Dum Diveris. You start there, my good brothers and sisters. That's where your journey begins. That's when you begin to indict the popes of Rome, also the crowns of Europe, as being the progenitors of the chattel slavery in which your ancestors suffered from. Okay? But they started slaving our people in 1452 in the name of the church. Okay? So they took land and they took people off that land. Then they claimed that land and they renamed that land. And they're on that land to this day, rounding people up and doing the same thing with ICE and with their goddamn Donald Trump deportations and whatnot. So who's gonna deport them? Because they're not from these lands. Who's gonna round them up and send them home? What is it gonna take for us to be a part of that reality to where that's what's gonna have to happen? That they're gonna have to be exposed for their papal bulls and for the fact that they took land in the name in an illegal way, right? On paper, we can find the paper, we can show the paper, we got receipts. Who's gonna say, well, it's time that this shit ends right now? Because that's what it's gonna take. Because they're not leaving your land, they're not gonna stop raping and pillaging and killing and doing everything and destroying the land, because as you can see, they have marching orders by their. But the Pope is the big homie. They're not listening to nobody. The Pope is on the line like Tyrone, nigga, with God. The Pope is you know what I mean? The Pope is the head honcho, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's honcho. So they not trying to hear you and Al Sharpton. Who they gonna try? They said, take me to your leader. Niggas don't got no leader. And the leaders are buffoons and laughable. So they're not listening to you. They're saying that you're not qualified to listen to because your leader is a snitch. They call Al Sharpton niggas leader. And then dropped the article about how he's an informant. Then they was like, Jesse Jackson is your leader. And we all know his story. So they're giving you all of these defunct, you know what I'm talking about, leaders. And they're like, okay, well, I have the Pope that I'm listening to. I'm following Pope, I got a Pope that talks to God, nigga. You don't have no sovereigns that we have to listen to. So it's like at this point, you're wasting your time. You just got to get busy with putting the receipts out. Like, you're not going to change them. They're not listening to you. They're not going to stop doing what they've been doing. They are that somebody wrote their code. It's like if you write a code for a self-driving car, nigga, it's gonna drive. They're driving. Their code has already been written. It's written in their DNA. Like Nas said, nigga, it was written. It's a code that they're following. They little Timmy is born and he turns into Chucky, nigga. He's just on code. You know what I'm saying? This is in their DNA. They wrote this shit in their code, bro. They were born into this war. And you obviously are born into cowardice. You're being born neutered. You're not born. You ain't on your Lion King. Nigga, you're like the lion from Madagascar. You know what I'm saying? You're domesticated. You're not free like Simba. You're not, nigga, you're not in your primal self. You're not in your alpha self. You're in your alpha self. You're not primal. You're domesticated. You like the lion and let the dogs come and smack them up that I saw on the internet the other day. Niggas is not in there. You know what I'm saying? They not in a primal self. They've been subdued, nigga. They got converted to Christians. You turn from Muhammad to Alfonso. Nigga, you went from Mustafa ibn Allah to goddamn, you know what I'm saying? You turned into fucking Alejandro. Niggas got converted. And with that conversion, they converted your lifestyle. They converted your sexuality too. All right, let's read. We weighing all singular the premises with due meditation, and noting that since we had formerly by other letters of ours granted among other things free and ample faculty to the aforesaid King Alfonso to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever and other enemies of Christ wheresoever placed in the kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, dominions, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods whatsoever held and possessed by them, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and to appropriate to himself and his successors the kingdoms, dukedoms, countries, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to his and their use and profit by having secured the said faculty, the said King Alfonso, or by his authority, the aforesaid infinite, justly and lawfully has acquired and possessed and doth possess these islands, lands, harbors, and seas. Come on, this is a fucking spell. Do you hear this shit? Nigga, this is a spell. This is the shit that they was reading when they would step off the ship. When they had the scroll and whatnot, nigga, in Latin. This is what they marching with. And you niggas is trying to have conferences, and you niggas is having rallies and crying boo-hooing at your marches about what they doing to niggas in these streets. Nigga, do you see how Rome is moving? Stop playing with me. You wasting my time. You niggas we just wasting time. There's nothing to talk about. How could you be integrated with something like this? How could you integrate into the system? Nigga, this is what they mark. They still rolling with this. That's what the deep state is about. Okay? That's what the deep state is about. That's what this is what their aspirations to be in deep space. That's what that's about. That's what the deep web is about. They're sharing a lot of their information. These are they're participating in criminal activity like trafficking, like organ harvesting, like pedophilia. You know what I mean? All of these things is that this shit is at play. Fact. This is at play. So basically, what I just read was the papal bull that gives King Alfonso and his successors in the rest of Europe the right to these lands that we now call the Caribbean, South America and Central America, North America, right? We have proof. The Cape Verdes of the world, the Ghanas of the world, we got proof that they took these lands and they Christianized these lands, and they basically committed genocide on these lands in the name of their Christian nation. In 1493, Alexander VI issued the bull Inter Caetera, stating one Christian nation did not have the right to establish dominion over lands previously dominated by another Christian nation, thus establishing the law of nations. Go and research the law of nations. Together, the Dum Diveris, the Romanist Pontifex, and the Inter Caetera came to serve as the basis and justification for the doctrine of discovery, the global slave trade of the 15th and 16th centuries, and the age of imperialism. So if you ever get a chance to go in the time machine and change time, you might want to go and change that. If you ever get mad creative with your pen and you want to create something in the veins of Afrofuturism and you want to put yourself back in time, well, there you have it, my nigga. There's your motherfucking launch pad. That's how go John O'Connor that right there. All right. Let me read the Bull Romanus Pontifex from Nicholas V from 1454. Nicholas, bishop, servant of the servants of God for perpetual remembrance. The Roman pontiff, successor of the key bearer of the heavenly kingdom and vicar of Jesus Christ, contemplating with the Father's mind all the several climes of the world and the characteristics of all the nations dwelling in them, and seeking and desiring the salvation of all, wholesomely ordains and disposes upon careful deliberation those things which he sees will be agreeable to the divine majesty, and by which he may bring the sheep entrusted by him to him by God into the single divine fold, and may acquire for them the reward of eternal felicity and obtain pardon for their souls. This we believe will more certainly come to pass through the aid of the Lord if we bestow suitable favors and special graces on those Catholic kings and princes who, like athletes and intrepid champions of the Christian faith, as we know by the evidence of facts, not only restrain the savage excesses of the Saracens and of other infidels, enemies of the Christian name, but also for the defense and increase of the faith, vanquish them and their kingdoms and habitations, those situated in the remotest parts unknown to us, and subject them to their own temporal dominion, sparing no labor and expense, in order that those kings and princes, relieved of all obstacles, may be the more animated to the prosecution of so salutary and laudable a work. We have lately heard, not without great joy and gratification, how our beloved son, the noble personage Henry, Infant of Portugal, uncle of our most dear son in Christ, the illustrious Alfonso, king of the kingdoms of Portugal and Algarve, treading in the footsteps of John, of famous memory, king of the said kingdoms, his father, and greatly inflamed with zeal for the salvation of souls and with fervor of faith, as a Catholic and true soldier of Christ, the creator of all things, and a most active and courageous defender and intrepid champion of the faith in him, has aspired from his early youth. God damn it, I can't read this. They just, this shit sounds like Game of Thrones. Like when she announced it, remember when the mother, I am the mother of dragon, the subduer of all men, the freer of slaves.
All right. That buys a ticket for the new lecture, I throw that right in there with your ticket. Like the first 20 of y'all to get the new lecture, I'll throw that right. That's from last year. That what you were seeing. That's from about a year ago. So, you know, that was just a glimpse of what we've been bringing to the table, the research, the insight, you know, the narrative. This is all about a narrative. So if you want to be a member, if you want to be in this classroom this Thursday, into deep2020.eventbrite, right? Into Deep 2020.eventbrite. Yeah, that was last year that I did. That was 2019 in August. That was in the hot summertime. You see, I got my t-shirt on. That was in the beginning. I think it was August or the beginning of the summer. I did Into Deep. That was part 2. That was 2.2. I did Into Deep 2 and then 2.2. So yeah, you know, the first one I got on Epstein. I blew up the Epstein thing before it was really big news. But yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? Love and light to the family. Check out Blue Pill, Tough Talk Tuesdays tomorrow. And we might be bringing back, we might be doing Know the Ledge Radio, KTL Radio 2020. But yo, we got some powerful, I'm talking about, I can't talk about what's coming down the pipeline, but we got some shit coming. Pause. We got some real fire coming very soon. It's multifaceted. It ain't just a lecture. It's some other things going on. So pay attention, stay tuned, keep your ear to the ground. Yeah, go check out what my people right here is saying. Shout out to Mike Rockefellers. He's making a lot of sense right there. You know, group economics. It's about that time, because if y'all don't practice group economics, you're just gonna practice what these people is about to make you practice. And that practice, I don't think you want that practice, because you ain't gonna have no power in that. So while you have the opportunity to make it pop, then do it. Take advantage of the now, bro. One thing that 2020 is showing me, tomorrow is not promised. And even though it is not promised and you make it to tomorrow, there's no guarantee that tomorrow is going to be anything like today. Shit is going to change. The board is changing. Everything is switching up. So it's time for us to start doing big things and switch up. Play something from the mixtape. Nah, I can't do that. Not yet. I just played Pillars. That's a new song. So, you know, I'm going to end it on Cambada, Last Breath, though, because that's the energy these days. There's a lot of that energy. A lot of people can't breathe because of the COVID-19. So all of the ancestors, no matter of fact, yeah, Last Breath.
Should they be shaving?
It's sexier if it's trimmed.
Our lawnmower 3.0.
You hear that, baby? Turn it up.
World full of busy bees working. I ain't never met a free person. I don't get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to see purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. For the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. Yet I keep flirting. Face death like a Steve Irwin. Whole heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect. Using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen to breathe urban. Till I see curtains, lungs fail and they cease working. There is something that I need urgent, suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath. You want me the last step?
Yo. Yeah. I'm gonna put it back on, but think about what this video is gonna look like. I need somebody to write the treatment and send me the treatment of what you think the Last Breath video would look like. I'm looking at Times Square, mad empty, drone footage. Niggas is dressed like Eli, or we dressed like I Am Legend with the dog with us, and it's tumbleweeds blowing through this bitch, and you see mad people on respirators and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? And 666, the mark of the beast, you know, all that shit. Yeah, write the treatment. Yeah, Last Breath, nigga.
I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Map blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down to my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left. I let the record show. I let the tech explode. Put up the weapon show. Pull up the Texaco. Knuckles in Mexico. Call up the technical. Then know the text I blow. Shot at Plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooter's feast like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these suited these cooler bees. While letting the Uzi Aruga speak. An American got up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak. They follow and creeps. Powers that be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Bit to the mountains, top towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sleep. Shower the D's. This not the verse, this our receipts. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Map blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down to my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left. It's like a track fish, I attract women, they the bad women. I'ma splash in them, leave a bag with them. Then I raise seeds to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back in them. Cause they dad missing, but they cash dripping. Cause they royalty, so they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim in a black witness. Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision, the Mac a chip him, a crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prisms, the black religions. Activisms, the conversations. Sacrilegious, the palms of Satan. Black magicians, Babylon racing. Raise our hands to God be praising. Hustling, the marathon we racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Map blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down to my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
Peace.